flipping it over. Oop, we are not in the Expanse. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Alright. So, I think last time we left off with Zula and Hybrim slamming each other into unconsciousness. So, go ahead and jump to the next day on that. There. All right. Let me turn down Sirenscape just a tiny bit. Okay. So, yesterday, you spent some time running around Nantambu, finding your way around, and hunting down the Kafesi market. Oh, why is this still muted? There we go. And managed to find some special chickens.
Special chickens. They're pretty chickens.
Mwangi fried chickens.
It's nothing big.
Yeah, that's the professor's secret experiment she's working on with the chickens. Mwangi fried chicken.
Our next 11 quests are going to be to gather herbs and spices.
We have to guess which herbs and
Actually, though.
spices.
All right. As sun rises over Nantambu, is there anything the party wanted to particularly get done in the morning? Otherwise, Essie's waiting on y'all.
I guess
Probably grab
everything
some
we want to get
breakfast.
done is find Essie.
Yeah, not if I've got something to do. Grayson's got to do a morning routine, but that can be subverted for more important things.
All right. So as you guys finish up your morning routine, getting breakfast, everything, you meet up at your meeting spot with Essie Jana. Which actually, I have proper art listed here now.
Woohoo!
Pop this over. Boom.
Whoa. Art.
Art. As you guys head over, she's sitting there with her same silk umbrella. She bobs it slightly. Morning. Well, it's only me today. We're gonna be working with a task from the Tempest Sun Mages, and since I'm the other one from our group that's planning on joining them, it's just gonna be me working with you today. In case you hadn't been up to date on it, the Tempest Sun Mages are the ones who defend Nantambu and the people around the city from threats big and small. Which today you're going to be helping us with a bit of a small threat.
Sorry, what was that? I was being pulled aside.
What? I said you'll be helping the Tempest Sun Mages with a small threat to Nantambu. Well, Magaambyan in particular.
Does it involve fighting?
Does, but
Alright, let's roll.
try to keep your bloodshed to a minimum.
Have to involve fighting?
No. It's the Tempest Sun Mages are about protecting its people, not outright murdering anyone who goes against its laws and rules.
My shrew makes a distinctively disgruntled noise at that last bit, and my character kind of used him. Okay.
So, what's with the parasol that you got hanging over your head? I noticed you have it rain or shine. What's the deal?
You've been here
It's
long enough.
sunny.
I'm sure you've seen it's the squalls come through hard and fast at a moment's notice, so it's just good practice to carry one. As she says that, you hear a bit of thunder as the clouds are rolling in.
Knew I should have brought an umbrella.
Just used to rain at this point.
Always rain.
What exactly do we completed a task for the other,
Yesterday you worked with the rain scribes.
right? So do we just get a completed test for them, or is that
Yes. So this is the orientation week. Every day you'll be handling a task, one for each of the branches of Magaambyan. Afterward, we'll hold a celebration and you'll be honored as proper students of Magaambyan.
Sounds great.
Assuming we succeed.
I mean, if it's got fighting in it, I'm pretty sure I got this covered.
Well, as I said, between Zula and Revia, there are many ways to handle this threat. See, one of our storehouses has a bit of an infestation. A number of gremlins had worked their way in there, and they're causing trouble. Your job today is to, well, get them off of the premises. Hopefully, without harming them too badly.
you mean like the ones that we fought the other day?
You fought gremlins the other
Aren't
day?
Gremlins?
The frog-shaped things.
Oh,
What?
no,
I
no,
think
no.
she means
Those were
actual
spell
gremlins.
skins.
I think she means actual gremlins.
Oh, small fae?
Yes, today you will be facing true-blooded gremlins. Not magically enchanted towels. Now, I was being serious when I said to not harm them too badly. We here at Magaambyan, we don't kill one just because of who they are.
Well,
These
yeah,
creatures,
yeah.
while they aren't being troublesome, they're just breaking things and being obnoxious. That's no fitting excuse to slay one.
About not harming things, we kind of killed the frogs. Is that bad?
Well, I don't think today is the right time to get into the details of whether or not a construct's life is as worthy as a true-blooded life. But maybe we'll
Tried
talk
to
about that
repair
later.
them, but they're still just towels. Repaired towels, but that's the extent of that.
Maybe your effort of goodwill in repairing them may prove fortuitous. I'd say keep an eye on them.
I mean, it's a pile of laundry in my room. I'm gonna keep an eye on it by falling over it sometimes.
Well, just as the spell skins come to life through mishaps, perhaps the good deed was enough to bring back a semblance. We'll know shortly.
So basically, what I'm saying here is try and use a rope. Grayson's gonna kind of jostle the rope on his backpack.
Rope?
Well, between you and me, I don't think anyone here will be too bothered if you give them a bonk or two on the head.
Shrew makes a noise at that, and I say, and I kind of flick it and say, not to kill.
Does anybody happen to have a nature check? See if you might know anything about said gremlins.
I'm looking at.
I do not have nature.
Should I roll it blind, or do you want it open, or?
Either way.
Trained. I am
Wish
trained
to
in
roll.
nature with +2.
Not sure if I am trained in nature.
You have a penalty on your wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
I'd do it.
Oh, only.
Sweet.
You're the ranger.
Yes, I am the ranger. I'm Batman.
The ranger. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
The gremlins in question are a subspecies known as pugwampies. Small little canine-like beings. And, as you roll your nature check on that, the pugwampie gremlins are small creatures known to cause misfortune to anything that comes near them. You also recall that they have an obsessive love of gnolls. Like, they'll bend over backwards for a gnoll.
My character kind of looks to Grayson when you say that.
What?
Aren't you a gnoll?
No?
Oh.
Grayson looks a little offended at that statement.
Do we know any gnolls? I'm asking Elsie. Do we know any gnolls?
I've met gnolls.
I believe
I met
Oh.
gnolls.
Enkarut went into hiding shortly on your arrival, but she is a gnoll.
Could we maybe talk her into going with us? These particular kind of fae or goblins or gremlins, they will do just about
Goblin.
anything for a gnoll.
You're still confused. Like, what's
They
a
love
goblin?
gnolls. Gremlins.
Well, if you approach her gently, I don't think it'll be much of an issue. Especially with, if she can help you take care of these gremlins in a non-violent manner.
Which room is this?
She's got one of the dorms in the Spire dormitory.
So, Eskier would make her way to the door and just gently knock.
Okay, you guys are gonna go try to get a hold of Enkarut. As you
Yeah.
knock on the door, you hear a yelp on the other side and a scrambling. And then a faint voice on the other side of the door. Who's there?
Hello, Inkarut? We're new trainees who are trying to become students.
New students? No. Essie will help you.
We were tasked to get some gremlins out of a building, and these particular gremlins really, really, really like gnolls. And we were wondering
Apparently,
if you could
don't already
help
have
us.
a gnoll with us. Apparently.
If you could help us get them out.
Reva, that's
non-violently.
racist.
So racist.
Gremlins are my...
He's just gonna step away for a little while. He has a thing to go by.
You hear some shuffling on this side of the door before it cracks open. You see a much, much smaller figure than you were expecting. Poke her head over. About 3 feet tall. A small, pathetic-looking gremlin. Or not gremlin, gnoll. Sorry. Inkarut doesn't deserve that kind of hate. If I could help, I can go talk to them.
I would really appreciate it if you would come with us.
As she looks across the rest of the party who's standing there, and as she's looking at each person, she begins trembling a little bit more and more.
Can I, hold out my hand? A pleasure to meet you, Ankaru. I'm Reva.
Can you give me a diplomacy?
Diplomacy to not startle.
Yeah, just make yourself as friendly and approachable as possible.
That's just a 10.
I was actually looking for a 10 on that. She pulls back behind the door for a moment as you reach out, where she steps back through the crack and takes your hand. Barely even puts any pressure on it. It's very nice to meet you, Reva. You already know, but I'm Anchorroot. I'll help any way I can.
Be a pleasure to have you. Us.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, hang on, I have to make sure Bikoyo's okay. I'll be out in a second. As she turns around, she leaves the door open just a crack, and you see a rather large chicken, very fluffy chicken, working its way around the room, tied up to a post in the center.
I wonder if she would enjoy my blue chicken.
You watch as she pulls up some water and feed and sets it out before rushing back to the door.
What did she say the chicken's name was?
Bikoyo. That chat. It's one of those, one of the fluffy chickens. I can't remember what they're actually called. The guy says fancy chickens.
Picturing the what truck? You know those
Wow, I almost spelled that correctly.
I had an extra H in there. Not extra, just an H.
Oh. That guy's pretty much on the money. I'll throw this in the Discord chat.
Good looking chicken.
Fluffy.
That's so cute.
Yeah, love that.
Those are pretty great.
The floof chickens.
Okay, now I gotta put the link in. Will Twitch yell at me for putting an image
No,
link in here?
It's your Twitch, right?
Twitch won't care. They love chickens.
There we go. Yeah, there's a link to the example picture I was sharing with them.
There you go, guys. I know you love those.
All right.
No,
But
people who don't like little fluffy chickens.
Anchorroot, still trembling a little bit, steps out of the door and closes it behind her. Okay, you lead the way.
So we would lead her off to where Elsie is? Because Elsie didn't tell us where we were going.
Essie would have given you the location where she went off to do her own business.
No, we know the.
Okay.
We know the
So then we
drop
would
spot.
head to the direction that was in.
Grayson's eventually gonna catch up with the party, I assume. Is there somewhere nearby where I can acquire just a sap?
A sap? Like
Yeah, it's
tree
a
sap?
Like a knockout
no, like
stick.
a non-lethal weapon.
Hopefully we won't need them.
Hopefully, but might as well grab one when I can.
Yeah.
Were you in non-lethal weapons? In that movie.
What?
It was a great movie. All of them.
I haven't actually seen lethal weapons, but I have seen non-lethal weapons.
So, Anchorroot,
Yes.
your friend Bakoyo, I noticed, is the chicken.
As you start speaking about Bakoyo, she kind of perks up. Yes, she's a very good chicken. It helps keep the dorm pest free.
Do you like all chickens or just Bakoyo in general?
I like chickens. I'm very fond of all animals, for being honest.
The other
actually
day
went and
we,
just got chicken.
Pull out my shrew and say, probably not this one.
The other day we just
Grayson
bought
just
a
kind of
blue
shows
chicken.
up.
As you pull out the shrew, She stops dead in her tracks, hands go to her mouth. It's so small!
He is, he likes to use his looks to his advantage.
You did notice as you started asking her about the chickens, and Rayeva pulled out her familiar. Anchorroot's trembling has completely stopped. And a moment later, you hear a muffled breaking of glass, and Anchorroot almost jumps out of her skin, and she's straight back to trembling.
Who broke that? I look around for the broken glass.
You see a nearby storage building. Looks like you're here.
Ah. Okay. So we would go up to the, I don't know, what do we see any entrances other than like broken windows?
There's a few doors.
We're not broken window people. It's not our style.
Here, I'll go first. Grayson walks up to the door and puts a hand on the handle.
The door opens without any issue. As you open the doorway, you look into a longer hallway with 4 doors, 2 on each side. With on the far end, one of the doors has a sign over it.
Can we read the sign?
You get a little closer to try to read it. It is marked over, "Do not enter, gremlin infestation."
Looks like this is the room. Grayson's gonna
Seems like the
open the
place.
door up.
Let me go ahead and bring you over here.
Opening the door.
A map.
Map.
A map.
I can see nothing.
Dark map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
You're mad at not things. I can see myself. That's
Oh,
that's
it
the
is, because
extent.
it's dark in this hallway.
Yeah. That happens.
Let me just, Anchorroot casts light on Grayson. There you go.
Lit up dog.
What the dog?
Blowing dog. Blowing is what the dog's doing.
The dog is chilling with me.
Dog.
Laughs in dark vision.
That's right, all of us laughing in dark vision.
Yeah, Grayson, on the other side of that door, you can hear high-pitched giggling, screaming, and scuffling of different objects being knocked over. Occasionally you
Just
hear a glass
all
or a
the
pot being
noises.
shattered.
I assume I'll go in first and introduce our friend. He's gonna point over to Anchorroot.
I don't have her token on the board. She's up there by the door next to you.
Yeah,
Alright.
just make sure you keep her from harm.
Yep. Grayson's gonna
Very precious.
draw the sap and sort of just have it casually resting on his hip as he opens the door.
Casual weapon drawing.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
There we go. These guys are actually up on the shelf.
Dun, 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 dun.
Gremlin on a shelf. Yo.
Not an elf on a shelf, it's Gremlin on a shelf.
Would I know from my role, do these gremlins speak Sylvan?
Does anybody speak anything?
Do they speak Sylvan?
Do I
Yes.
speak?
No, we've just been humoring you.
No, they don't. You do know they know Null and Undercommon.
Okay. So I
can
would
speak
tell-
Null.
I would tell Anchorroot that they speak Null and Undercommon. So she's gonna talk to them to speak to them in one of those 2 languages so that they know what she's saying.
Grayson, as you step through the door, all of the action stopped in there. and all four of the Pugwampis, holding various objects, just stop what they're doing, turn and stare at you.
Alright. Grayson's gonna raise a hand and then step aside for Anchor Root.
That's a little loud.
Oh. Don't mind me.
Okay. As Anchorroot steps in, all four of them, instead of focusing on Grayson, fixate on Anchorroot.
He's gonna gently pat Anchor Root's shoulder. I got you.
She
Just
like shrinks away from you as you do that. Excuse me, friends. Could you please stop breaking things, please? As she does that, you watch as the four gremlins put down their various jars and rush over to you. They not holding anything at this point. They're they're all yipping in Null at this point, which Zula, you said you understood?
Yes.
As the gremlins put down the pots and hop off the top shelf, you hear as they're rushing over, "Look, a new friend! It's a Null! Wow!"
they're having fun.
Is it working? She's whispering to Sula.
Sounds like it. Do I rush in now and start punching?
No, just wait. Wait.
Well, friends, if you come with me, I would prefer you didn't break stuff in here. Would you like to come with me to leave outside? Yeah, okay, that sounds like fun. As Inkarut, still kind of shaking at this, turns around to look at you. Okay, they agreed. They're willing to leave.
Alright, so I would get out of the way.
Okay.
So that they can get out.
Yeah, I can pile these guys on one tile. That's convenient. Look at these tiny creatures. Oh, and when I move them, they all pile on top of each other. Alright, you guys watch as they hop on each other's shoulders and waddle out.
Let's put a trench coat on
I
him.
love it. We should get points for style.
4 gremlins in a trench coat.
Following Do they come up to be taller than the Null?
I think with all of them combined, they're about 8 foot tall.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And the 4 Pugwampis happily follow Anchorut outside of town.
Well, that was
We would
easy.
follow. I would at least be following Anchorut. I would leave.
You want to go with them, make sure nothing bad happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson's gonna go with as well.
Zula too.
Alright.
And also, do I follow
Well,
at the back
following.
because I am meek.
Okay. You know what that calls for?
Oh god.
Celebratory pancakes?
Celebratory
yet.
tension pool. Alright. So, as you guys are walking out of town, you get a lot of both curious and kind of scornful glares from the townsfolk of Nantambu as they see a bunch of gremlins openly walking through town, but nobody comes up to confront you since there's 5 members of Magaambyan there escorting the gremlins. As you guys get to the outside of Nantambu, Inkarut turns to the gremlins. Oh, okay, go on, head on out there. Don't, please don't cause any more trouble. As the one of the gremlins turns to the other three, come on, guys, let's go find other stuff to break. And they all go running off into the jungle.
They're adorable.
Somebody else's problem now.
Break stuff in the jungle, easy.
Hey,
There's tons of
trees.
stuff in the jungle. Exactly. Just break some trees.
Okay, if there's nothing else you need from me, I'm gonna go back to my room. There's been too much outing for me.
Have a good one.
No, hold
Anchor-
on, I still want something.
Hmm?
Eel's gonna give him head pat. Or
Ah.
Zula's gonna give him head pat.
Head pant the ant knoll.
Yeah, head pat.
She would like get down on her level, like kneel down and be like, "Thank you for coming with us. We acquired a blue chicken the other day, and I have no idea how to care for this blue chicken. It's with one of the teachers,
McKenna.
the rain scribes.
I believe it was
Teacher?
Professor Corride that had him.
Yes.
McKenna.
Professor Corride has my blue chicken, and if you would like to visit, or maybe you could give me some pointers on how to care for her.
The bonding over poultry.
I'd love to see the chicken. I can definitely help. If
I mean, later when you're not so overwhelmed with
of course,
everything.
of course. I'm gonna go decompress.
Thank you again.
Have a good day. We're sorry for dragging you out.
As she gives you all a deep bow, and then you watch as she scampers through the streets in Ntambu, like the fastest you've ever seen a tiny creature like that move.
Oh.
So fast. So fast.
Rolling around at the speed.
Alright, so I guess we go back to Essie and let her know that the gremlins are gone?
Yeah.
You avoided having to bonk them on the head.
Or murder them like murder hobos.
Hey, fists are non-lethal weapons.
Not.
I bought a non-lethal weapon just for you, so I wouldn't have to kill anything. You'd be surprised the kind of results a sap and rope can get.
Yes.
Murder hoping it's averted yet again.
Huzzah!
Sad Zula.
Poor Sula.
Alright.
Anatilla, do you remember to record the session?
Yes, we are.
Huzzah!
Oh, that's good.
This one's going in the records. As having dealt with the Pogwampis, I'm assuming you wanted to go back to your meeting spot with Essie?
Yes.
Probably the best place to go, yeah.
As you guys head by, you actually end up running into Essie as she's moving about the campus. You actually catch her walking alongside what was his name? Okoro. Yeah, a younger Mwangi man. As they're talking, sounds like they're talking about some kind of strategy game.
There's a system called Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and basically you put together characters that you can play as.
All I'm saying is that, like, you just should not pick Inferno. It's terrible.
As you stop them. Oh, so are you done with the gremlins?
Yep, they left really quickly with the help of our friend.
Yeah,
Anchor.
honestly, Anchorer just kind of did all the work.
Well, that's sometimes when taking care of tasks, it's good to reach out to someone who may be better suited. It's all about using your resources.
like
No
use
gremlins
the
were
word
harmed in the
used
making of
exactly,
this
but-
film. Just saying.
That's immersion killed what a little immersion audience had. Just murdered.
That's good to hear. I'll report your success. From the looks of it, you're free to do whatever you want to do for the rest of the day.
Excellent. Time to get sprayed.
As Okoro pipes up. Tonight we're actually holding a game night if you're interested.
Game?
Is it nerd stuff?
Kind of game.
I hesitate to call it nerd stuff, but I suppose it could be done that way depending on what we're playing. I have a fondness for collecting board games and the like.
Will there be drinking?
I'm sure any night with Chizire won't go without drinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind some new members.
I suppose if you'll have me, but it's no trouble.
Can I bring Jack?
The dog?
Yes.
I mean, as long as he doesn't eat any of the pieces, it should be okay.
He won't eat any people unless I tell him to.
Well, that's another issue, but
said pieces, not people.
Oh, pieces of people?
Pieces of the game.
On second, it may be best if the dog didn't come.
Oh.
Oh shoot! You know what? I didn't press the show players button. There's a Koro.
They're hidden.
But yeah, I'll be seeing you tonight then.
Seeing you.
You have a good rest of your day. You've got to go prepare. As Okoro gives each you a nod and then moves off toward the dorm.
Oh, nod and walk.
How the fuck do you play a game?
Ooh, the fuck's a game?
With dice.
Hey, Grayson mostly knows.
Alright. Get you off this. Oh, I didn't even have to use the battle map. That's okay, I got more.
I'm sorry.
Until something else happens, Grayson's just gonna shoot off to the training grounds and continue doing endurance training.
Alright.
Putting on the plate mail and just going at it.
Walking
So,
around.
Grayson's gonna be trying to get used to that plate mail.
Trying.
Taking frequent breaks.
Drinking water
reducing
rusher.
the total percentage amount of water in the in the area.
Dumping it out periodically.
Alright. So, each of you spends the rest of the day either relaxing or training, being productive for the most part.
For the most part.
For the most part.
No productivity here.
As the sun sets, you each hear a bit of a talking begin roaring up in the common hall of the dorms, and sure enough, Okoro is bringing out different games. You see Chizure and Hybrim already cracking open a fresh bottle.
Bottle of many smaller bottles.
Oh wow, wow.
Probably the first of many bottles.
Bottles.
Bottles of bottles.
As Chizure looks rather proud of himself as he hands one bottle to Hybrim and pulls out another crate of various colored brews. I didn't think to set up a board game instance. Alright guys, go ahead and open up Monopoly. We're just gonna play Monopoly real quick. That's the rest of the stream.
Tabletop simulator.
I'm sorry. I will stop being efficient at what we're supposed to do.
Play a war, eh?
Maybe next time Okoro hosts his game room, I'll have some like subsystem in line. That sounds like a fun idea. But
Sounds like a fun idea.
Are they gonna play Pathfinder? Is that what we're doing right now?
I don't know. I imagine something a little more in-world.
yeah, Okoro comes over and he starts passing out sheets of paper listing like characteristics of characters, and announces that we're going to be doing a game adventure called Dinner at the Lion Lodge.
Got it. Okay. Am I a small kobold who worships Nocticula? Because I could totally do that.
I say no.
When I happen to
no.
be a kitsune or something along those lines. Perhaps uses a trident and a scythe.
I think you might be.
You've killed me, guys. I'm dead.
You might be a ranger. I don't know.
You've already killed me.
So the night passes playing games, drinking, actually meeting some of the other students you hadn't met yet, like Mariama introduces herself. Where is she?
Person. Got a picture.
Look, she's got a picture. It's Mariama.
Oh, she doesn't look like
upset.
those people you know. Rihanna. Okay, yeah, she looks like someone.
You noticed over the course of the night as you guys are playing, anybody, the people, no matter what position you were sitting in, whoever was sitting to her left and right at the table, always rolled really low.
Oh.
Hmm. So
She cursed.
We'll go ahead and get back to that at a later time.
do board games at a group of wizards just become a contest to see who can cheat harder?
Sleight of hand to mage hand your die over to a d20.
Role playing game.
Don't play board games with a divination wizard. He's got nat 20s in his back pocket.
Yeah.
All right. So as the game night goes on, soon enough, you actually don't see Anchor Root make an appearance over the entire night. As everybody enjoys the night, it eventually rolls over to the next day.
Eventually.
Is it raining today?
Is it raining?
It's
today?
raining every day.
Not
There's
every day.
pictures of
That's
chickens.
fair
are
enough.
About
appetizing.
today.
Okay, we have
Days
scattered
of
clouds, but it's mostly clear.
Scattered clouds. Scattered to the sky like the broken bits of my heart.
So
right.
since we didn't see Anchor,
He's too shy
Then-
for board games.
Askir would
That's
go
small.
the next day to see Anchor.
Check in on her.
Oh yeah, was the furry there?
Oh, yeah. Ignacy?
Ignacy, that's the name.
Yeah, he joined in. I think next time I'll definitely have a little bit better preparation on that. Have some nice NPC roleplay with the board games. So, waking up the next day, Azkir, you wanted to go check on Anchor Root?
Yes.
All right. As you go check in and knock on her door, you hear a similar yelp and then like a scuffling. As
Can I visit Anchor Root too?
the door cracks open, you see the small face of the gnoll, shaking as she looks up at you, and the shaking subsides for the most part. Oh, Skier, what can I do for you?
I
Phil.
just didn't see you last night. Was wondering if you were okay.
Oh, yeah. There's just too much activity. Overwhelmed easily.
Did you want to go see my chicken? I haven't named her yet.
Is your chicken? Yeah.
I want to grill your chicken.
I'd like to see your
So
chicken.
forward.
Come on, we'll go visit her.
Okay.
You're so forward.
Look, man, sometimes you just gotta reach out and adopt the introvert.
That's right.
Hell of chickens.
Bond with the introvert over chickens.
I heard weirder.
Yeah.
I've done weirder.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So you go off with Inkarut to Kuride's study to check out chickens. As you're, as you're stepping out to the front of the dorm, you see, there's 3 people already sitting out in the dorm lobby. Though,
You people.
one of the figures seems to have found a miraculously dry spot of the dorm floor and is currently curled up in a blanket.
Cat. That sounds something a cat could do.
Do I recognize this
Uh,
particular person?
As you give it a closer look, you see a tail swish out from under the blanket.
Cheese
eh.
Ray.
You're pretty certain that she's right there.
I give them all a wave as we pass.
As you wave, Mariama's actually in that group, and she waves at you. When you have time, I've got I'll be helping you with your job today.
I just was showing Ankarut my chicken that I purchased the other day.
Inkarut, you're involved in this too. Don't get too carried away. This is I'll be quick.
So I take her in. I would look around for the professor. I don't want to just bust in and be
Just
like,
trailing.
take
I do
over.
Kick open the door.
Like,
Here
this
for
is my place
chickens.
now.
You
Where's
gotta
the
go.
chicken?
Where's my damn chicken?
As you work your way over to Kurita's lab, the door itself is actually unlocked. If you want to walk in, otherwise you could always knock on it. Your call.
I would knock gently
Okay.
before opening. Professor.
As you knock, you wait for a little bit, and there's no response.
Okay, so I'd step in, looking around for the professor.
As you look in,
Not stepping.
you look across. There's a number of tables, like books strewn open, cages with various animals moving around in them. You see on the far side of the cage with the chicks you had acquired the other day. However, there's no sign of Kuride or the large chicken.
My chicken's missing.
Can you give me a perception check?
Do you want a blind?
No. Cool.
Da-da-da.
As you're looking across the room, you see a door to the back room with a faint green glow coming from it.
It's mysterious.
So I would just like I would put my hand up in front of Ankarut and just be like, give me a second. Don't come any closer. I don't know what's going on. So I would walk over to the door that's got the green glow.
As you approach, you can hear some like mumbling on the other side of the door. looks like it's reacting, but I don't know. Need more time. As you're approaching the door, you hear the latch on the door open. Do you want to? I'll give you a second to react, whatever you wanted to do to respond to that.
I would like knock on the door frame, I guess, as it
okay.
opens.
Well, as you're coming up, it's Professor Karide, but she looks quite disheveled. Like, it looks like she hasn't slept in a couple of weeks.
Professor?
Oh, hello, Miss Deskir. I wasn't expecting you here.
I just wanted to show Anchorroot my blue chicken. I don't know where she went to. Do you?
Anchorroot. Well, if she is in here, she's probably hiding or something.
No, the chicken.
Oh, the chicken. Well, the chicken's busy.
My chicken is busy?
I currently have the chicken tending to an egg, and for the sake of the
well,
study,
can
I'm hesitant to move it.
Can I show the chicken to Anchorroot? Wherever she is?
Unfortunately, the project in question is something I need a bit more private study with. I'm not at leisure to share the details just yet. That includes eyewitness.
Is this gonna harm my chicken?
No. I'm taking the utmost care of the chicken.
Okay, well, can I show her the chicks?
It shouldn't be an issue. I do have them out here.
So I would look back to see if Anchorroot's still at the door.
She's not at the door. As you're kind of walking back and trying to look around, you do feel a tug at your leg as Anchorroot climbs out from under a table.
Oh, hey, I guess my chicken's busy at the moment. Would you like to see the little baby chicks instead?
Of course.
So she'd lead her over to the chicks and show her. These we saved from a black market seller the other day.
We didn't really save them per se.
We
kind
totally
of
saved them.
bought them.
Look, they are chickens that are. These chickens are being sold on the black market and notorious for being delicious.
Yes. So we saved them.
There have been worse setups for a chicken's life.
Aren't they cute with their little purple heads?
She squeezes uncontrollably in a manner that I'm hesitant to recreate at the moment.
Yeah, we're not sure your squeals would be anywhere near as adorable.
As Kier would squeal similarly if if it wasn't against her entire code.
I guess I didn't come along in the end.
If you are here, you're here.
I wanted to come along, but if you just want to have your alone time, I won't.
You can come along. I don't mind you coming along. I just was bringing her to see the chicken,
Because I've got my
I just
my
wanted to
homework.
which
spend more
is
time with
now in a
Anchorroot 'cause
weird
she's
glowing
adorable.
room.
Well, we can share
As
custody.
Kier will be back for that later. No
Alright.
need to traumatize the tiny.
All right,
My character's not squeal.
I've got homework before the next session. I have to perfect my Anchorroot squee.
Anchorroot squeak.
Just Google anchorrootsquee.wave.
There's a
It's
bunch of
gonna be
people running this
glorious.
adventure. Someone's got to have done it.
I don't know.
Would it be a
Everybody?
squee, or would it be on par with like a hyena knicker?
Knickers?
Yeah.
Your knickers?
Maybe.
I think you do the same thing you are.
And no, probably not.
No, we're not
Knickers.
tucking underpants.
No, I mean
I
like a
love the
laugh, like a hyena laugh.
Is that a word for laugh?
Yeah,
Snickers
Well,
it's-
with an S?
it's like a horse sound, sort of, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, it sounds right.
That's plausible enough. It's just sciencey enough to work.
A braying of some kind? I don't know.
Brain is bray. That's what I picture when
The
I hear
horse is
bray.
bray. Right? I think it's a knicker.
More knickers.
Stop saying that.
Let's just get back to the thing. Distracted enough by knickers for
It's
one
a
day.
Alright.
soft, low, breathy whinny. So,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Can you give us a soft, low, breathy whinny, Matilla? Like this.
I might need a study for that one. So, on returning to the dorm, what has everybody else been doing over the course of this?
Grayson probably would have tried to track down Zula and see if she wanted to like spar or anything.
Yeah.
Just yell bro at each other. Bro. That's like
So
what you're doing.
insanely, a hyena's laugh is called the giggle.
I mean, yeah, what else would you call it?
I expected something completely different. I don't know
Giggle.
why.
What?
Anchorwood's too stressed out there, too anxious to giggle.
Actually,
Poor Anchorwood.
that laugh is sometimes like a fear or obedience noise.
Yeah.
When they're given into a bigger animal. Like you know, they're showing dominance, and the other one's like, I don't want to deal with that. Then like laugh.
It's used for a lot of things. Alright. So,
But anyway,
while everybody was looking around at chickens, our two jocks were sparring over the past hour.
they're beating each other with sticks.
They're just jocking.
Yo,
Zula has the
sounds-
better stick.
Yes.
Is it bigger?
Grayson's got
Is
the
it-
better armor.
Oh,
His
Don't
armor's
matter.
just gonna be a meme.
Oh,
No matter.
God.
You're far away.
I mean, Grayson's got a spear. I don't think we're gonna use like actual weapons for this though.
We got
God.
Zula taped 2 spears together to make it even longer.
Oh, you got the spear.
She's also
Gotcha.
got those knuckle wraps too, so yeah.
Double barrel
Dang,
spears.
I should take inventor. I should take inventor dedication, just to make the double spear. This spear taped to another spear.
Oh no.
I don't think that requires adventure.
You know,
Multi-class.
I'm pretty certain we
Adventure.
used to have a nice thing called the long spear, but
Yeah, that's what Grayson's got. In case
Log
I need
spear was a
reach.
different time.
Then Zula's got the longer spear.
the longer spear.
God.
But if you tape 2 long spears together, then you get the longest spear.
No,
Well-
that'd just be longer.
Oh shit, you're right.
As you guys finish up sparring and come into the clean
Make
off,
me giggle.
I feel like we didn't spar at all. Literally, Zula and Grayson were just debating about spears.
you were meaning to spar, but got into a debate as to
Hey,
classification of weaponry.
We got into like 5 minutes of practice.
Like 10 minutes of just saying bro at each other.
It's okay though. It was triggering enough for Grayson because he had to stand outside for an hour. Local dog needs bath.
All right. But as everybody's coming back to the dorm, cleaning off, getting ready, as you guys got back, Anchor would have scampered off to Mariam. Or Mariama.
Marry
They,
him?
Mariama. Mariam. I didn't even know him. And they began discussing something. Once everybody gathers back in the dorm, they wheel back over to you.
Okay. I would have stayed where I was because I had all my stuff
Yeah.
and my dogo. So
I've got my stuff. I've got my shrew, who never leaves my side, much to my chagrin.
yes,
How do you say
chagrin. Much to your chagrin.
Yeah. Words are hard.
It's okay.
As you guys walk up,
Can I hear any of their conversation?
it sounds like they're discussing alchemical ingredients.
Nerds.
Sounds like nerd shit.
You're the least qualified to say that, at least character-wise. Character's nerdiest of us.
Like what exactly?
Aquano.
Different oils made up of various different flora, fauna.
Sulfur.
And you notice they some talk of the gremlins passes their lips here or there. As the rest of the party gathers up, Mariama currently looking down at the snoring Cesare in the corner. From an objective standpoint, it's really impressive how he's able to sleep anywhere. But at any rate, him and myself, we're Cascade Bearers. But since Cesare's being Cesare, I'm
Right?
calling Enkarut in to help on this one.
Is Anchorut a cascade bearer as well?
No, she's one of the rain scribes. Now,
Who's the rain scribe? Group.
Ha-
I get. It's. Well,
Well-
look at anything else.
the Cascade Bearers advance magical theory, so it's our job to make magic safe for everyone else. It's
More magical.
so we don't have a repeat of that exploding nose incident. We don't talk about the exploding nose incident.
That sounds
I'm
painful.
rather curious at the exploding nose incident.
Since yesterday's excursion with the gremlins, we're going to have to do some sparkly finger wiggles to help deal with that. We're gonna need
Sparkly finger wiggles.
you'll understand what we get. To take care of it, we're gonna need some special oils to take care of the ritual. And Inkarut here is going to tell you what all we need. As she counts on one hand real quick. So yeah, we'll need Scarlet Cap oil, bone oil, and she kind of trembles for a second before shaking out of it, and caterpillar oil. But they need to be made in a specific way. I can show you. As she says that, Mariama chimes in again. If you have any trouble making the oil, come back here and wake Cesare up. He's pretty damn good at brewing. And another thing, we need all of this done within the next 8 hours. Otherwise, you're missing dinner. And try to have fun with this.
West. I actually said that.
I'm sorry, what was that last thing that you said, Matilda?
From Mariama or from Inkarut?
We're missing dinner.
Oh, yeah. It'd be done in 8 hours or you're missing dinner. And try to have fun.
She, is eyeballing Miriama, but also, tilts her head towards Anchorut and, looks at her. Have fun.
So the things we need to make the oil don't exactly come from the easiest places.
Okay.
We can start with one that's fairly close. The bone oil. The bone oil, it involves grounding and mixing particular bones. It's not just any bone, it has to be lucky bones. It's quite particular.
Lucky bones?
The lucky
How
bones.
do we...
How do we know what bones are
Like
lucky?
dice?
Well, it's really hard to describe, but I'd be able to tell you which bones are lucky and not.
Telling thing, isn't it?
We get said bones though. We just to
Well,
the bone
Well,
store.
Lead
I-
the way.
well,
Yes.
I have my own duties I've got to take care of here. I would suggest getting a large collection of bones if possible. I know the butchers in Nantambu often save their bones for bone collectors in Magaambyan alike.
Makes sense.
I mean, we could go out into the woods and source some fresh.
Maybe less
Well,
unlikely to.
Zula's not completely wrong. The fresher bones tend to be a little luckier.
Not according
butchers
to whoever owned the
in-
bones to begin with.
I think we're gonna be going to the butchers.
Yeah, let's
It's
go to the
iron.
butchers.
As the
Got some
butchers
hunting experience.
require murder. Oh, someone else does the murdering. Wait.
What if we split up since we're limited on time?
Yo, party.
No, let's not do that.
Oh, let's do that.
No,
I
let's
think the
not
par-
do that.
Leaving the party does work. It's efficient.
Alright, fine.
Except for the
I-
DM. Maybe let's not.
Sounds great.
Except for all
Let's
the level 1
go.
adventurers.
All
Rava,
those poor fools.
are we going to the butcher?
I would
We'll
like
do
to
one.
go to the
We can do one
butchers.
then the other.
Let's go to the butchers first, so we know, if we find any particularly lucky bones there, we don't have to go murder things.
Butcher time?
Alright.
Yes.
Butcher time, butcher time, butcher time.
We're off to see the butcher.
Wonderful butcher of us.
Get that Nantambu.
Here, he's got some lucky bones.
We just fucking pull up to the butcher. We're here for your bones.
Give me your bones!
A gif of the emoji with the bloodshot eyes and the hands reaching out.
Oh, God.
Alright. As you guys step out into Nantambu, can I get some diplomacy, intimidates, just to gather information, Find out where this butcher is.
Diplomancy.
Diploma dates, got it.
Do my
Fuck.
diplominating.
Nobody wants to talk to Grayson as per usual.
I'm gonna.
Minus.
Can I use Bullhorn to get the +1 bonus?
God damn it!
Just step out in the street. Where the butcher at? Alright. Go for it.
Okay, I'm clicking on the thing. Come on, click it.
Yo,
Roll. Roll. Oh, dang it. Foundry. Open up the roll window directly behind my character sheet so I can't even see that it's open.
it may be audible to literally everyone, but that's a +1 bonus.
Zula, nat 20 with the bullhorn.
25.
Alright.
If we yell loud enough, they will.
Grayson just opens his mouth and then just immediately, just everyone in his vicinity is blinded by fucking Zula. Or not blinded, deafened, same thing.
I yelled so loud it hurt their eyes.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could affect the pressure. That's really powerful.
And
though.
Azkir, could I get one from you?
I was almost a 1.
Zula, after you pull out the magic megaphone and shout in the streets looking for a butcher, many people are happy to shut you up and point you in the right direction.
Anything but listening to you yelling everywhere.
How long does Bullhorn last? Because I'm thinking like just shouting to the streets and someone's like it's down the street over there.
Cantrip.
Thank you.
It's a cantrip, so you could.
I'm looking
Ask
at
it
it.
again if you
Bullhorn.
wanna-
Duration 10 minutes.
Oh jeez.
Can you
10
just dismiss
minutes.
it early?
Can you end it earlier? Or are you stuck yelling forever?
Let's go to the butcher.
You can dismiss this spell, so yes.
Okay, last as long as
You're
you
not
need it.
going
then.
to.
Zula will think about dismissing it.
You're not going to.
But not actually do it. Got it.
Think about it.
She'll consider it. Zula will think about it with her Zula brain.
All right. So as you guys are walking down to where the butchers pointed out,
The people pointed out the butchers, not where the butchers pointed out. Tisk tisk.
Reva, as you're walking, you actually end up picking up on a couple whispers going around. There's people telling stories about this cow that was being brought in for trade this morning, and apparently, like right outside of Natambu, it stops dead in its tracks and begins speaking, saying, "A market in the city? No, death would be better." And then it immediately just falls over.
Wow.
Oh.
That's apt.
Me when Monday.
Mondays, am I right?
A cow. What all ingredients do we need for the oil?
Well, you needed the bone oil, red cap oil, or scarlet cap oil, and caterpillar oil.
Glass, not red cap oil.
Red cap oil will be fun. Good luck with that.
Well, actually, wouldn't be too bad because you do kind of have me, so might be okay.
Can it be from the red caps? Would we like? Would we like a? The little fairies. Do we just like squeeze
Yeah.
them?
No,
They're
red cap.
to-
On the red cap, you just to get oil from them, you just wring out their hat.
But isn't that somebody else's blood?
to
They
That's
take
a
it
lot
off
of other
them,
people's
though.
blood.
So messy there.
Hey, one encounter with Zula and it'll be theirs.
All right, I gotta include red caps in the line.
Cow
God.
just straight up.
All right.
Yeah.
So, did you guys want to keep going to the butcher, or do you want to look into that cow?
We only got 8 hours, so I think we should at least take care of our main objectives.
How could it have lucky bones?
We're gonna go to the butcher because we're closer, and then we'll go look at the cat.
Okay.
I don't know where the cow is though, do I? I just
Uh,
know there.
It's
was
on one of the
a
major roads right outside of town.
cow. So I know where this cow.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
just look for a dead cow, and then I think it'll be near there.
They tend to stick out.
Can you guys give me occultism?
Occultism.
Occult?
Do I have
Occultism? I hardly knew her.
Nope.
It doesn't work
I can't
with
give
that
you
word.
occultism.
Occultism? I hardly knew wisdom.
that? I don't
I
have
am
it trained, but I got a +2.
Untrained.
Well,
Ooh,
Oh
Okay.
shit!
Grayson, you're thinking
can
about
I
it.
use Bullhorn for the +1 bonus?
Not on this one. Zula thinking out loud into a megaphone.
Oh, God.
Grayson,
God, wow.
you remembered Ankarut saying like the fresher bones were likely a lot more lucky. If that stands true, you think the cow would be a definite bet for the lucky bones. But that
Might
comes
not.
with the unpleasant task of retrieving the bones from a cow carcass.
I might not be as magically smart as the rest of you, but I definitely think that we should just go check out the cow before somebody gets to that, because
Makes sense. What do we
Yeah.
take all the cow's bones? Like, how do we do? We just take the whole cow?
might
bones?
as well.
The whole cow skeleton.
I could just carry the cow.
Just throw a cow
Okay.
over your shoulders.
sounds good.
How long has it? Do we know how long it's been there? Is it rotted? Do you
It's
want
been there since this morning,
We're
according to
gonna
the
go-
stories.
Cow.
ice gathering, but not completely rotten? Just gross.
It's been out in the sun since 6 a.m.
That's
yeah,
fine.
that
It's fine.
doesn't smell at all.
Probably got rained on. It's okay.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go check out the cow.
Yeah.
What happens?
All right,
I go see a cow.
as you head over
See a cow
to
got some bones.
to where the cow was said to be, sure enough, sitting on the side of the road is a recently deceased cow.
Excellent. Grayson's gonna grab it.
Zula's gonna poke it with her halberd first, just to make sure, because it's weird.
Yeah, according to those rumors, it stopped, spoke, and then just fell over dead outright.
Yeah, so
Can
she's just gonna
I-
poke at it.
Have I ever heard of a? Is there any kind of check I can
Seen a
make to see if
spontaneously
I've
dying
ever?
cow?
Yeah, like that spoke beforehand.
It sounds like some cursed nonsense. Occultism.
Can I roll nature? Do cows speak?
I roll occultism to also think
Nature
about
or survival.
the. Oh, I got a 14 to know.
Can I use the +1
Yeah, no.
bonus from Bullhorn?
Never mind.
How much do we know about cows speaking and flopping over dead?
How often will we be able to use Bullhorn to get a +1 bonus on any check?
No.
Give me an Arcana. Maybe you'll figure that one out.
Arcana.
Bullhorn?
Ah. All right. What's your carry weight, Grayson?
Hang on.
Well, you have like an 18 strength, don't you?
Yeah, Grayson has an 18 strength.
I
Can
think
I-
with some effort you'd be able to get the cow up, but it's definitely gonna slow you down. It's not gonna be
Can
fun
I
carrying
make
that.
sure.
it
Zoodle, help?
lighter and like field dress it real quick?
Ew, just Leave
Zula
it out.
has the same carry as Grayson does. So
Uh,
just throw the cow
I'll take
together.
the front legs, you take the back, and you just lift it between us.
Oh
I have to take the back. Zula says, not having dismissed Bullhorn.
Alright.
Keeping the bullhorn on. All right.
Bullhorn to carry the bull.
So
Is it a bull or is it a cow?
each of you grabbing 2 legs, lift the cow, and begin walking through town with it.
You get a few odd
Where
looks.
are you going with the cow?
I assume we're just headed back to the school, right?
They're in the school. It's a pretty big school.
We're headed to probably back to Anchor Route because they told us that.
Yeah.
It's not stationary.
Well, they,
Well,
they
she's
kind
pretty
of are.
stationary.
She seems to be like an ecclesi- What is it when they're afraid to go outside?
Agoraphobic.
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 All right. So you drag the cow through the streets of Natambu.
Dragging? I thought they were carrying it most gracefully.
Yeah.
Well, without some kind of like stretcher of some kind, it's very difficult.
Cow. I'm moving a couch.
Well, okay. Then Zula.
Moving a couch.
All right. Here's what Zula's gonna do. Zula's got a bedroll. Grace and I assume you have one too.
Yeah.
We each lay both of those out. You have a spear, I have a halberd. What we do is we basically strewn the 2 of those between the spear and the halberd, so we essentially have a makeshift stretcher.
Can
We
I
carry it
craft
like that.
this
Will
for
this-
them?
But
Or
will the
try to
stretcher
craft
support the cow?
Sure. Someone give me a
have-
craft check.
I'm proficient in
Oh my God.
crafting. I could probably.
Can I re-roll that?
Sure.
I'll help. Can I try? No.
Uh,
I
It's a
try.
little bit better, but not much.
Sure.
Would rope make this better?
Snap.
Well-
we tried. We tried really
I
hard.
think it'd be better if we just carry it.
I think with the combined brain cells of the entire party, the bedrolls, the pole arms, and some rope,
The combined brain cells.
you're able to make a like a wrapped stretcher sort of deal and
It's okay to stretch.
transport the cow.
Our transport service.
All
At
5
your
of our brain
disposal.
cells. Fucking.
All right.
Oh.
So, transporting the cow with your makeshift hand wagon thing.
It's a thing.
You make it back to the dorm in Magaambyan. As you head back in, actually, are you bringing the cow inside?
Why not?
All right.
Why would you bring the cow inside?
As you head in with the cow and set it down on the ground, you see in the corner, Chisare lean up like blurry-eyed, look at you with the cow wrapped up, and then goes back to sleep.
Zula's gonna kick him and say, "No, you have to look at it."
Look at what we did.
Oh my god.
We need his help,
this
don't
thing.
we?
Ah,
No, not his help.
I want nothing to do with you and your cow.
Jeez,
He
Thought its
climbs
bones
to
might
his
be
feet,
lucky.
holding his side, and grabs the blanket before like
It's-
grumbling and walking around the corner.
So much worse. We thought its bones would be lucky.
Why do I let you people talk me into anything?
As Chisare is grumbling and walking away, Ankarut comes out of her room. Oh, you're back. Did you find the bones?
Oh,
Why
right.
why do you have a cow?
Zula pulls out her dagger, getting the bones.
Oh no.
Nah, let's go some. Yeah, let's.
Please, no. Essie was so mad last time Chisare and Hybrim did that. Please,
Chisare and Hybrim did
please do it outside.
it. Okay, so she like starts dragging the cow outside by herself.
Us so
Fuck
like
it.
great together have a combined negative brain capacity.
Solving problems, fighter style.
We steal the mental capacities from other members of the academy to solve problems.
Okay, so you guys are going to strip the cow.
As Kier dragged it
I
outside
mean,
first.
You're going to take it outside and strip the cow.
Can I debone it?
Okay.
Grayson does have
Either
good survival.
using medicine or survival.
I'll take the higher of the two.
They're the same, so whichever you would prefer is fine.
What is the bonus? Real quick.
+5.
Okay, yeah, you're better off than me.
Yeah, go ahead, give me that survival then.
Survive.
Survival.
We'll survive.
15.
You ever debone a cow?
All right. It takes about an
You gotta
hour
burn
to get
mouth.
the to get a decent amount of bones from the cow. As Ankarut's checking in every once in a while, and as she comes in, looks over the pile of bones you guys have pulled from this now flaccid carcass.
Flaccid cow.
Uh,
I'm sorry you have to put up with us. Perla.
Jack
Is,
is eating. I'm just smeared in like cow blood and guts, just
Ew.
You should probably take
Daddy
the
flipped
the
your
rest
hair
of
looking
this
like
thing,
Jack
right?
the
Because this thing
Ripper
talks.
with my.
Flip your hair sassily.
as Ankarut goes and starts digging into the bones, you know, I'm surprised you didn't just ask the butcher to do that for you. But
Well,
It-
the cow is like weird and talked and stuff. I figured it might be good to research it.
We is not a smart
can I,
people.
can I proc detect magic?
you'd
Or
like to
worst
detect
case
magic on the
scenario.
cow?
Well, it's just like a thing. I just hit it, and it tells me if is there magic in range.
Well, I mean, yeah, the cow's not pinging his magic. Nor are
Freeze
the
them.
bones. Though, Inkarut, she's, wow, every single one of these is lucky. Where did you find this cow?
Outside town.
What?
We just kind of grabbed it.
Apparently, the cow decided that it was better to
Often
die
die.
outside of town than be brought into the city.
That's
Smart
So-
cow.
very strange, but hey, it
Free
makes
cow.
sense that these bones are as potent as they are. I think this should be
Wait,
very
Echo,
easy to
you're
make
gonna
the
find
oil
this
from.
hilarious. You're gonna find this hilarious. So the cow just decides on the spot, instead of going to the city, it's gonna die. And then when I heard that, I said, "Me on Mondays."
Please ignore them. They're
Oh yes, this is an excellent casual joke, and very relatable.
It's relatable.
Hashtag relatable content.
And
Yes.
Eskir just wipes her face with one of her hands and covers herself in more blood. She just looks like she's painted up red.
do you flip your hair sassily? Just little
No,
bits
she's
flying.
got her hat on. She's got her hat
Oh.
on. She's still. She looks
Is
like
her
Jack
hat
the
the only part of
Ripper,
her that's
except
clean?
with boobs. That's.
Just picture her hat, the only part of her that's clean. That's just Sweeney Todd.
Okay, I think we have what we need to make the oil from this.
So should we just take the rest of this to like the kitchens?
I have the skull.
That's probably not any good.
Assuming you didn't destroy the meat, maybe.
Did I? Did I destroy it with my roll?
You didn't roll low enough for that.
Okay.
You think
I
the
have
you think the carving
skull.
the carving was clean enough? They can
I have
probably
a
use it.
skull and maybe a hook.
Yeah,
On a
we can
now-
take it.
On a nat one of the chickens just runs in, gets all up in the thing, contaminates the whole cow so that it's not.
Chicken contamination.
Yeah, I've been asking, can I keep the skull? Do we need the skull for this?
No, I think we can make do with the others.
I also have a hoof.
Here, I'll just take the ones I need. You can have whatever you want from the rest.
What
Okay.
if we each take a hoof as like a lucky charm?
Yeah. Hoof. Very hoof club.
After all, there's 4 hoofs, 4 of us.
Is Grayson actually suggesting that?
Yeah?
I think that would be quite nice. Do you two also want hooves? Not on you, obviously, but I don't know what you guys want for feet.
Just like a room decoration or something.
Why not? And then Zula will just chop one off with her halberd.
Maybe we should clean these too.
Well, I'm.
What's the floor made out of?
We're outside. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Earth, world.
It
Peril.
comes to the next issue on this. I can direct you on how to make this stuff. I wouldn't be able to do it myself. I have other tasks I need to take care of. Though, I mean, if none of you feel confident in making it, maybe Cesare would help.
I could probably take a shot at it.
After we
I
kicked
could-
him.
My
I
problem
could
solving's
probably
gotten us
kick
this
Cesare
far.
into helping.
It's gonna be either a craft check or a nature check to grind the bones down to oil.
I have a +5 in nature and a +3 in crafting.
You know a way of getting a +1 bonus
a
to
+7
intimidation to
crafting.
get Cesare to help.
I have a +7 to crafting.
I have a +2 to crafting.
Okay, so you should probably craft it, Rava.
Oh, I'm used to making scarves and such. I've only dressed some meats. I've never done a whole.
Can
Okay.
I assist
grind.
with nature?
Ow.
Sure.
Ow, grinding action.
So we're gonna do a nature assist and Rayeva doing a craft check.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No assisto.
And let's see if I can do this.
Ooh,
Something.
nice.
Very nice.
It takes about an hour of work, but you were able to make the bone oil.
So how long have we taken? About 2 hours now?
You spent about 2
Yeah.
hours.
And I would take one of the leftover bones, one of the ones she indicated she didn't eat or whatever,
Just
to
in case
give
it
to my dog.
Nice.
It will start talking and then drop dead.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot to account for this. So, because of your particularly lucky bones, you did have a +2 on the craft check. That only took half an hour.
Oh,
Because you crit it.
cool.
Makes sense.
Okay. I've made the lucky cow hoof. My inventory.
I just have a cow hoof and a cow head. I'm gonna. Can I put these somewhere? Just hope they don't rot by the time I go and come back to clean them.
Level 20 item. Price 1 million gold.
Oof.
What's the
Yeah,
fact? It gives you
I
a
can probably
plus
find
one
someone.
bonus to all non-intimidation
It also
check.
says
Description, it's lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these quickly in my room. Say, I'll be back to tend to you later and make you not gross. I talk to Bones now.
I
Understand.
talk to bones now. It's a thing.
Who doesn't sometimes?
As Inkarut comes back in time as you guys are finishing up the bone oil. Oh, it looks like you got it under control. If you're ready, I can show you the next ingredient.
Would love to see the next ingredient.
Just please come here. She opens the door into her dorm and walks over to a tub sitting in the corner.
The chicken still in here?
The chicken is in here.
I pet the chicken. I
The
don't know. That's its little head.
the chicken's moving around the room, pecking at various
Like a chicken.
bugs like ants, spiders, and such.
Sounds like a thing a chicken would do.
As Anchor heads over to the tub, it's full of like branches, leafy plants. She reaches in and carefully pulls out a stick with a very fluffy caterpillar on it. She comes over. These the ones you're looking for are caterpillars like this. I can. There's a spot just out of town that you can find a lot of these, but you'll have to make the oil without me.
Does it require hurting them?
Yes.
We're gonna have to mash up caterpillars. What's that noise? Are you okay?
Just please just get the caterpillars, make the oil. Just let me know when it's done.
Where is this place that we can find some?
Oh,
Go to the black market again and say, hey bud, I'm looking for some caterpillars.
Hey,
Yeah, you
hey.
gotta, you know.
it's just a short walk into the jungle, maybe 10-15 minutes out.
She points in the direction that way.
He's over there.
Or they are.
In that way.
Okay, she goes that way.
All right, going that way into the jungle.
She
So
went that way.
Went into the jungle.
My god.
so
Went that away, Fallout New Vegas.
as you head to the location that Anchorroot had described, actually, as you leave Anchorroot's room and the door closes behind you, you swear you hear crying.
Oh.
I don't think she wants us to kill caterpillars, but it must be done. Caterpillar murder.
So
Circle of life. Let's get
as
going.
Kier comes back to the door and just kind of like mumbles through the door, is there any other way to get it?
This is,
It's the only way.
as you ask, the crying gets louder.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, she follows the rest of them out.
Zilla will just call back to the room. Circle of life, and then head out.
All right, at this point,
Yeah, you're bored. And then you're turned into potion juice. Circle of life.
Circle of life.
Hey, I want my body to be put to good use.
Donating my body to science. I will be a healing potion.
No.
Jeez.
My body is going to participate in the free market.
All right.
As an improvised weapon.
Oh.
It might
Nice.
So you head out to the spot that Anchor had pointed out. Go ahead and give me a nature, survival, or perception to search the area.
I nudge the fate of
Good at
whoever's
perception.
best. I'm not great at looking, but I'm great at helping looking.
Nice.
Wait, the fuck, that was
I have bad in all of.
I have bad in all of.
That's not bad. That's okay.
Wait,
Zula just use athletics for
initiative roll
anything.
went through. Can I use the initiative roll? Because
I
Same
mean,
thing.
yeah, it's perception. It'll work.
augers.
All right.
Oh my god. Speed race.
So uh-oh.
Hmm.
I.
So after a little bit of searching, you're able to find a few of the caterpillars moving around in bushes. Like a bush with a number of them like feeding on it, and nearby a few more. It looks like this grove that she pointed out was actually pretty fruitful on them. Your call on collection. How you moving forward?
How are we stealing caterpillars?
I'm gonna put up bullhorn.
Oh god.
Gotta get that plus one bonus.
Caterpillars aren't exactly hard to grab.
Okay, I
At
will
least-
put up bullhorn and mage hand.
Can I?
Fine.
Wait before we do anything crazy? Can I see if I know anything about these caterpillars? Are they dangerous?
Sure, give me a nature check.
Take the fun out of it.
I know nothing.
Just look like some fluffy
Jumps out.
caterpillars.
Zula's gonna use mage hand. And also bullhorn because yeah.
Try
and she's
athletics to grapple them.
She's going to just use the mage hand to like grab. I don't know how big. Could I like only grab like one, or could I just like
They're-
reach in and grab a handful like trolley gummy worms or something?
Uh,
Trolley
the-
gummy worms.
yeah, the caterpillars are about the size of like your index finger. So using mage hand, you'll be able to scoop up a good chunk of them.
Yeah.
And how do they look like they taste?
Oh no.
Like gummy worms.
Would you like to try?
No, I just want to look and guess.
You know, pure protein.
God. Now we're eating caterpillars.
No. We are not eating caterpillars.
Zula will try one.
Let's eat the caterpillars.
As you pop the caterpillar in your mouth, you immediately feel your mouth go numb. Give me a fortitude save.
Caterpillar did not approve.
Nice.
We switched over to D&D First Edition. Zula dies on the spot.
You pop the caterpillar into your mouth goes numb, and you immediately feel like a racking pain shoot from your mouth, as it moves through your whole body.
With
You're
bullhorn
sickened.
activated, so now Zula's mouth is numb, so she can't say words coherently, but she's still super loud. So now, just coming out of the forest is.
So
Get up, Reba. Try to Have you actually taken any damage? Should I sue?
As Kier pulls out a sack from her bag and gathers up the caterpillars out of the mage hand, using the sack to get them in.
Okay.
What happens when we have high int and low wisdom?
And like just shakes her head and like starts back towards the school.
You should just ape the caterpillar for no reason.
Well, at least you didn't crit fail it.
At least.
The numbness and pain lasts about a minute.
Year.
Knowledge requires risk and sacrifice.
It was
Yeah,
for
but-
science.
We're engaging in the scientific process here. Fuck
say,
around and find out.
Are you good? Are you good?
I know how to handle my caterpillars.
Okay, just
I've had worse.
Zula's the kind to eat the worm at the bottom of the bottle.
Oh, one of those.
okay, Tazula, just how about we don't eat so many caterpillars from now on?
And how will
Only
we?
ate
Which
one.
ones are the good ones?
Oh, you can keep a little notebook, and so you won't have to try each kind once.
Just gotta record that in the journal. Fluffy
Exactly.
caterpillar, spicy.
Spicy.
I will lend you one of. How about here? I'll lend you one of my old.
I have good memory. I can remember whether or not a worm tastes good.
Spicy
How
worm.
you remember which exact worms taste good?
Well, I think I'll remember the red fuzzy ones based on the fact that they're red and they're fuzzy.
Are they red?
Improv.
They're like a green with like white needles, like
Oh, okay,
white
I was
needle
like,
fur
those
things.
maybe we should get your eyes checked out.
Those
are
green with white needle ones is what I said the first time.
You said red.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you because you don't have bullhorn, so your opinion is weaker than mine.
At this point,
Let's
At this point- as Kier slows down and trips Zula.
Can I? Oh, I was gonna slide my shrew into your shirt because he could bite you. He's deadly.
Deadly.
Yo, when are Grayson and Zula gonna share a round meal?
I missed.
My character's still trying to figure out a way to try to prevent further future stupidity.
Okay.
I tried. I did
So-
try.
You collect up a bag of spicy worms and head back to Magaambyan.
Yes.
All right.
God, what?
How good would what check is used for drawing very nicely? Is that crafting?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would be crafting.
Okay. Guess that's more of a character trait than anything if you can draw.
As you get back to the dorm and the alchemy tools, who's getting to squishing caterpillars?
Grayson can do that. He has very good hands for squishing.
Zula as well. We have the same squishing hands.
I've got a hammer.
I'll quickly go to my room
Uh,
and get
can- Yo, can we do this like a winemaker style where we just put them in a big tub and then just walk around?
They'll hurt your feet.
Hey,
I think.
they're gonna hurt you.
We own shoes, don't we? Or is Zula
do
the
it.
only civilized party
We
member?
got the full
Do it.
plate.
She's the only civilized party
My
member.
character wears sandals.
That's why
all
she ate the bug.
Do
The
it-
full
do it
plate
Loki
gauntlets
style.
just fucking.
You do it like Milky, you know? Where you have this big hammer and the other will like use mage hand to stir him up a little.
Or you could use a mortar and pestle or like a press. There's options.
Those are
I've seen-
tools. We don't use those here.
Have you
All
seen
right,
Loki being
last
pounded?
resort,
We should
burning
do like
hands.
that.
Let's go.
We solve all our problems with magic.
All right. Well, burning hands. Got to get a new bag of worms.
Crafting.
Fireball.
Yeah, crafting, nature check, anything like that will work.
How about athletics?
Athletics.
Can I
Not
help?
like in crushing them, it's just fucking yeeting them into a wall.
Can I help Rava with a nature check?
Sure.
You spin them around so fast that the oil just flies out.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Who are you helping with a nature check?
You. I'm helping
am I doing?
you craft with a nature
Yeah.
check because
crafting.
your crafting is the best.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty great.
I don't know. Your jocks
What
seem
am
pretty
I?
enthusiastic about this one.
Hey, I'll pretend you guys are helping while I'm just carefully mashing the worms. I'll
This
give you
this
some...
one's effortless. It only takes it only takes a couple of minutes, and no real skill required on this one. You make worm paste,
I
caterpillar
already
oil.
did the hard part, which was eating them.
Cool.
Yeah, that was crucial.
Yeah, that was really
To make
important.
sure
the
that
whole
they were the right
What do you
ones.
think that? What kind of dish
How,
do you think
how are
that
we
they
supposed
would
to identify the oil through
company
any other
well?
means than tasting it?
What would they fit best?
Yeah. What kind of meal would they fit best with?
I think they'd go good
One
on
that you
spaghetti.
don't want to taste.
You don't want to taste.
The round meal.
So you finish
Spicy
up
worms.
grinding worms to an oil. When you want to like knock on Anchorroot's door, maybe she's done crying.
I'll go knock on our door.
Take a root, we killed the bugs for you.
As Anchorroot opens the door and answers, you can see like her face is wet, her eyes red.
Oh, poor baby.
Is
Jack
it
walks
done?
up and licks her face.
Brought the ingredients for you.
Oh,
You tell
okay.
us what the last one is?
The last one's a Scarlet Cap oil. Need some particular mushrooms. The good news is these mushrooms are very distinct, bright red caps to them. They're the only mushrooms that grow in the Magaambyan that look like that. So,
What happens if you eat them?
well, these are ones that are actually rather high in nutrients. Like I said, they're easy to tell what they are. So no mistaking them for something else and eating a death cap or anything.
What happens if you eat a death cap?
It got its name from its results.
Who died?
Sounds like a
Only worse
challenge.
than eating one of the caterpillars.
My character
You ate
passed.
You ate a caterpillar. Oh, she
Yeah,
like
they're,
stumbles as you say that.
They're a little
I didn't. Zilla did.
Zula,
did that.
Anchorroot stares at Zula horrified.
Azkira's just disgusted. She's got this look.
This is well. There's a. The anchor. I'm all mixed up now. The Scarlet Caps, they a bit uncommon in the Mwangi, but I know of a specific grove where they grow very frequently. It's
Where's that at?
it's about an hour to the north, out into the jungle. Which you guys have spent about 3 hours now, so 5 hours till dinner time.
We got time.
Okay, so we head off.
She gives you like the rough estimation of where it is. And as you guys prepare to head back out into the jungle to collect some more ingredients, I think now's a good time to take a 15-minute break. Get some fresh drinks. So yeah, we will be back in about 15.
I think we will.
Potentially.
Yeah, we'll see.
I have a question for you, Blake.
Yeah.
Out of Zula and Grayson, who do you think could consume more pilk?
And for some reason,
Like a GM went out for cigarettes situation. And
GM
then we
went-
were just gonna be.
GM went out looking for vanilla Coke and never returned.
You're not far off on that one. All right. Huh.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. For some reason, my Discord thing was lighting up, but I wasn't hearing anything. Whatever. Looks like we're good. Okay. So, your last task for the oil is to hunt down the Scarlet Cap mushrooms. Mushroom.
Yes.
The mush
To
to
the
talk
north.
about.
Yes.
North, we shall find the mushrooms.
A mushroom.
Yo, we gonna catch a shroomish.
And,
Is there any preparation
catch
y'all
it.
wanted to do before heading out to Mushroom City?
Not that I can really think of.
Okay.
Grayson's gonna refill his water.
Yeah.
Here to
plenty
refill
of-
their water.
Plenty of fountains around the Magaambyan campus to fill up at.
Another R.
Okay. I got jungle music changed.
Just have a jungle soundtrack.
Jungle Boogie.
Just turn on Welcome to the Jungle.
It's just Guns N' Roses on shuffle. You guys ready to fight a boss to Sweet Child of Mine?
You
Am
just
I
turn on
ready?
Fortunate
I
Son.
think I was born ready for that.
That's too bad, because I don't got those rights.
Boss
The right
fights
to party.
Abba.
Gonna have the entire boss fight scene muted. Be wonderful. Alright. So, four of you head off into the northern jungle in search of mushrooms that Ankaru had directed you to. Let me tell you, for those of you stocked up in your armor and such, the streets of Natambu, a little warm, but it's survivable. You step out in the actual jungle, that's when the heat and the humidity really hits you.
At least there's plenty of shade.
Yeah.
The
As you guys
humidity is still there.
as you guys move through, it's gonna take about an hour to get to where Ankaru had pointed out. Go ahead and give me fortitude saves as you guys move through, just to withstand the heat bearing down on you.
No, did you see that? Did you see that? Knocked mine onto an 18.
Oh man.
Okay, but who smells the worst? Who has the worst sweaty smell?
I was muted.
Alright. Well, you guys are doing alright, but you don't think you can stay out here for a terribly long extended period of time without it wearing you down. But you're able to get to the clearing that Ankaru had pointed out without much issue. Which, I have maps.
Oh, that means we're gonna have to fight these mushrooms.
We're gonna slurp some water.
So you come out into a clearing with a large tree with red leaves. As you look at the tree, you see the upper branches of the tree are dotted with bright red mushrooms.
How far upper?
How far
Is it the
upper?
fallen tree in front of us, or is it somewhere else?
Actually, let me see.
We're in a
From
map.
your point of view, actually, I didn't realize that. from your point of view, it's that big stump up there. I actually had it like that because
okay.
I have the things layered. They're not displaying properly. Are they displaying on the stream?
Stump.
And I didn't take aught plus? Hold on, we're having technical difficulties. I gotta refresh our viewer stream side, I think. There we go. Okay, viewer cameras. But yeah, the large like stump-looking thing in the middle is the base of the tree.
Okay.
And how far up, you asked? Looks like the mushrooms begin about 20 feet up the trunk.
All right. Can Grayson just like climb up? That's
Yeah, you wanna-
athletics, right?
Head over and
Well,
start climbing.
Zula also has Mage Hand, which has a range of 30 feet. So
Yeah.
That'll reach. So Zula will get.
So Zilla wants to use Mage Hand to start collecting the mushrooms from the ground.
Yep.
Okay. And Grayson, you wanted to try to climb up there?
Yep.
Go and give me your athletics.
Zula's gonna send the Mage Hand up, almost like racing Grayson, and it's gonna flip
I'm
him
gonna
off as it
re-roll
passes
that.
him.
Oh, right. Coming back from the break, each of you gained a hero point.
Oh, cool.
I still flip him off as I pass him.
You get a gauntleted middle finger back.
All right. Grayson, as you climb up to a spot in the branches that levels out, looks like you'll be able to get a good foothold there. You poke over a branch and come face to face with a mushroom-like humanoid. He smiles, what would be ear to ear, but gives you a long mischievous grin
Cap to cap, grin.
before releasing a purple cloud into your face.
We have much to discuss.
Give me a fortitude save.
Fortitude save, I'm good at those.
Well, now that you've said that, you're gonna roll terribly.
No, I've already used my bad rolls for the day.
It's a little loud. Sirenscape, calm down.
I could never figure out how to get Sirenscape working, so I'm just listening to other shit on Spotify.
How dare you?
Oh god. Sorry
All
about that. That is a 22 on fortitude, by the way.
22.
Strong.
All right. Yeah, on seeing the purple cloud move its way towards you, you're able to shut your mouth and hold your breath just in time. And let's see. Oh, that's a nice little tag you gave him. Okay. I might have to disable them. Yeah, hold up. I gotta hide the tree. Because you guys might not be able to see it, but the viewers have a tree in their way. They can't see any of this.
Oh, hang on. Oh, that is a tree in the way.
Let me hide this
Just
tree.
host the whole. No, this is true theater of the mind. Just host the whole combat while the viewers can't see it.
Get
You
the
know,
tree.
Grayson
That's
was
all I
going to
really
like
need.
be polite and say hello, but not after this. Now he's gonna fucking use a knife.
It's knife time. Oh, tree. Really tree.
Knife
There
to
I
meet
assume-
you. Does he just make bad puns when he fights the knife? Knife to meet you. Have a knife day.
you go. Everyone,
Right?
initiative. Now you can roll it yourself, or I can push the initiative button. Your call.
I'm rolling my
Going through
initiative.
some more of my bad rolls, you know, just using those bitches up.
Sure.
Jack just goes on my turn.
Okay. That should be a 23. Okay. Looks like he blasted Grayson in the face and is gonna get a sucker punch on him. So, Grayson, you're holding onto the side of the tree still, so he's gonna get flat-footed on you.
Alrighty.
He's gonna come in with a big old mushroom fist. A 21 to
I hate
hit.
that modifier. That's a hit. I don't like that modifier.
He's punching you for 4 damage.
Bitch!
And go ahead and make me another fortitude save.
Hang on, I have to dash some HP. Well, we're probably succeeding fortitude, that's for sure.
Alright, you're good on that. The second action, he's gonna try to pop you one more time. That's not gonna pop you.
No.
And as a third action, he's going to spray out another cloud of purple.
Gross.
Which,
Disgusting.
This cloud is actually above you, Zula. But that square I
Okay.
just drew out is a like purple mist. Oh, hang on. That should be right here.
Got the
Sorry.
mist.
You're a mist on us.
And give me one more fortitude save, Grayson.
Oh my god.
He wants it in you.
Be fortuitous.
Uh-oh. That time you got a whiff of it.
Oh, you big fart.
Man.
Yeah, you get a nice breath full of spores with that one.
Oh, gross, man. You got spores in you. And
Fantastic.
fantastico.
Mark you with that.
Spore.
That will end his turn. It's going to be Azkir now.
That's cool.
How far up the tree are they?
They're 20 feet up.
Okay. So they're 40.
The lab's trying to get some Vault 22
45
flashbacks
feet?
here.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I see this mushroom?
Need some help here.
Hell yeah, though.
How high up is it?
They're at like a branch about 20 feet up.
Mm,
Here, bye.
uh,
This. Does this get a number above you people? You can see plus 20?
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
1 feet up. Wait, that's a high mushroom.
Yeah, mushrooms typically are.
Well, mushrooms just live in the sky. You're sky shrooms. I want to say stop in the name of love. Wish I could say that.
You will violate the law.
So, I think
Askir's big braining.
brain. Sorry, I get excited when I say brain.
Understandable. It's a very nice word.
Hungry, you know.
Alright, Askir, you got
Cool.
people 20 feet up in the air. There's purple clouds coming out, and Grayson sounds like he's coughing up a lung. Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yep, Askir disconnect. Well, the mushroom got Askir. We're gonna have to come back. Zula!
All right.
Yes.
No,
Well,
it's me.
I already have a bit of a plan, an almost sort of kind of plan. Which is that
it's my turn. It's my turn.
Yes.
Oh. Got excited. Right. Is it ready? I'm done.
Zula's gonna yell up to Grayson, say, "Just let go! Bring it down here! I'll catch you!" Up to Grayson.
Okay.
That's
Can
3 of your
Grayson
actions.
actually drop on?
I'd
is that
say if
anything?
you wanted to like ready in action and give me an athletics check to catch him.
Well, no, she's just going to say that, but in reality, she just kind of wants to bring it down here.
All right.
Grayson looks like he can take a fall.
All right.
He's in heavy armor for sure.
Zula's going to cast Magic Weapon upon her halberd, and then enter Arcane Cascade with her turn.
Okay.
So she now has a +1 striking halberd and will deal extra damage.
Okay. She's going into
Jesus.
murderification stance.
Kill.
She's going sicko mode.
Are you
Okay.
ready to kill?
So, Reva.
Yes. I have a plan. Okay, first, I'm going to remember that distance is big. Okay, so how far do I? Okay, has a range of 30 feet.
You're definitely gonna have to get closer.
I know.
Especially because it's
Fine.
20 feet up, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so if something has a range of me remembering, it's range. Okay. Oh yeah, it's like 30 foot. How close would it have to be? Let's like to here.
Well, keep in mind, would going, like, forward and up, would that count as a diagonal?
Do we have to do math now?
Yes.
In which case it is subject to the 10 every other rule.
Okay.
It might actually just be best to, like, just run all the way up and then just fire straight up.
And can't it just like fire through the cloud?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Be in a cloud.
Oh,
Sorry,
the cloud is up above. That's 20 feet up, so...
The cloud is 10 feet up. It's like if Grayson or the mushroom were to go any higher, they'd be out of cloud.
Okay, I'm gonna
Wait.
go.
Wait, it's 10 feet up?
Yes.
The cloud is 10 feet.
It's like a 10-foot cube that he's just filled up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's a full cube.
Cube.
Cube. Okay, I'm gonna dash
Cucumber.
over to. What's a good direction to go?
Forward.
I don't want to be right next to the mushroom. It's a melee attacker, which is something I'm not.
Okay, he'll be safe next to the 2 jocks.
this be a good area to shoot from?
You got the cloud up
Okay.
there, but it's not quite thick enough to obscure vision, so you're good.
Okay,
Bust
so
out
I
the Pythagorean
strive.
theorem.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Yeah,
want
any-
to have to remember the Pythagorean theorem right now. So let's use telekinetic projectile.
Well,
Magic yeet.
Okay.
I magic eat at it essentially. Try and attack. So that's +7 because I'm a good.
you find a sturdy-looking stick and magic eat it,
11.
and that is not gonna hit.
You just essentially magically throwing sticks at it. It's next to it. Just,
No luck with the stick throw.
no luck there.
That's that was 3 actions there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna go to Azkir real quick.
Okay. Can I see the mushroom?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna hunt prey on the mushroom.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna draw my bow and fire.
Okay.
Huh.
I ain't
Okay.
gonna do it.
I'm gonna use my hero point.
All right. Give it.
Okay, that didn't help me at all.
There's a lot of branches going on up there, you know. That's a difficult target. So a couple arrows fly past Grayson, stick into the tree.
All right, so I have a question.
Yes.
With my athletics,
Okay.
it would totally be reasonable for me to be able to grab this mushroom and then fall, right?
You want to grab the mushroom and take it down with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You give it a shot.
All right, cool. I'm gonna reach out with an athletics, and I'm gonna re-roll that athletics.
Sure, sure.
God damn it!
Oh. You reach out to try to grab him, but his like thick limbs are hard to get a real grip on.
Hmm.
If
Alright,
you
I
just
get-
drop, it's gonna have to follow us down.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop.
All right.
And I can drop as a free action, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
just letting go. Cool. And can I stick the landing?
I think 20 feet. You got to give me an acrobatics. Yeah, acrobatics is to reduce fall damage.
All right. Let's go.
Helpful to
No.
keep in mind. Helpful
Nope.
to always keep in mind. Athletics is for going up. Acrobatics is for coming down.
And you twist your leg in a bad way.
Well, I'm gonna stand up and drink a healing potion.
Fair.
Hang on, I need to get me some sip.
All right.
Sip acquired.
All right. Suck down the Kool-Aid and
Has
your
Grayson always been southern, or is that new thing?
Sometimes I just slip into it. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. So
I don't
Grayson
think
tries to grab the mushroom, doesn't work out too well. Decides to drop down, twists the ankle, drinks the Kool-Aid. Ankle's better.
Untwists ankle.
The gross pop, it slips back into place.
Twisted.
All right.
Oh yeah, can I be marked as a 0 feet up?
Oh yes, yes. You are floor now.
I'm floor. Damn, I really wanted to force that mushroom to take fall damage.
As you hit the ground and finish that chug, you hear in your head a voice. Feel the spores. Become one with the mushrooms.
No, man.
Give me a will save.
I'm not so good at those.
Oh no! Do you have a hero point left?
I do not.
Oh boy. Okay. Grayson, real talk, you've been dominated.
Shit.
And The mushroom is going to take cover behind some of these branches, staying up there right now.
Put me the fuck down!
Askir.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Can I take one action before I succumb?
What'd you have in mind?
Just get out my rope and start throwing it around me.
Wait, did you have actions left?
This is mostly just me asking.
Okay.
Nah, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Damn, alright.
Well, Askir, your marked prey is currently hiding from you.
So I can't see it.
Well, you can see him. You've just got cover.
Okay, so what's the negative on that?
I believe that's 2 to his AC. Let me double check that.
He's got cover. You've got cover.
Yeah, as he takes cover, he's getting a +2 bonus to his AC.
Okay.
Yeah, like he already had a very low AC. Now that's something he needs. We repeatedly failed to hit him.
The arrow sinks into a branch, like right next to him.
Oof. That is big oof. Seen an oof that oof?
Gross. Twang.
Well, I'm sure you're scaring the shit out of him as you're hailing arrows down on him. Narrowly missing him every
Sure.
time.
Every time. Even the last time. You literally rolled a -5.
Zula. As
Alright.
Grayson jumped down, the mushroom's still hiding up there.
Can Zula use athletics to jump up and with the reach of her weapon make an attack at it?
Give me a good athletics.
Pretty good.
Oh, I have to roll a good athletics?
You
Shit.
Just a bad athletics.
It's like with reach, that's 10 foot. You're looking for a 10 foot up. That ain't a 10 foot up.
Alright, that's a hero point.
Hero point.
That's better.
You're great at the jumping business.
I'm gonna be real with you, Zula. You need to invest in some Air Jordans.
It's because I'm wearing heavy armor and I'm wielding a heavy weapon.
Yeah, you're not quite getting the vertical you need to close that
You need
distance.
to be ballin'. You're not ballin' right now.
Alright, well, Alright. Alright, I guess... Well, if he's dominated... I guess I'm just gonna make a non-lethal attack, spell strike at Grayson, just see if I can just down him.
Well,
That
he
would
hasn't.
be lovely.
he hasn't
Please
done
knock
anything.
me the fuck out.
Just knock me out, huh?
Yeah, there's no way Zula would have to know that he's been dominated.
Okay, then I guess that's just my turn then. I'm just done with my turn.
Silly turn.
All right.
You could ready an action.
Okay, I guess I'll ready hitting the mushroom.
Swing at the
First
mushroom when he gets
damage.
into range.
Yep.
Rayva.
Oh snap! Take a minute, Mr. Postman. What do I do?
Yep,
Ah,
nope,
let me
can't
think.
ever hear the words "oh snap" again. Regular show has ruined me.
Well, that was aw snap.
Ah, snap,
Same.
snap. I'm trying macaroni party. No, take it out. That's probably copyrighted. Trademarked? I can't remember
It's just-
which.
I got no clue.
It's okay. Just sing it bad enough, and we'll say it's parody.
Oh, snap.
No, not right now.
Oh, not right now.
Right now,
That's
you need to
my
kill the
plan.
mushroom.
Or Grayson.
I'll go with the mushroom. I nudge the fate of. Okay, first I'm gonna cast nudge fate to help. Which one of you should I help? All help. Zula, I
They both look like they can use all the help you can give.
really could use some help.
Well, if Grayson has it, and Grayson is currently not under Grayson's control.
My character doesn't know that. I'm gonna cast nudge
We
fate
don't
on
know that.
Grayson. Just because you pointed out that that's a thing. And this is a-
Cool. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Alright.
Okay,
Not
he's
real.
probably about to get fucking annihilated by Zula.
Nope.
Gesture.
Because I didn't ready an action to hit you because I don't know you're dominated.
He's part of the mushroom now.
I gesture, do this, sort of gesture with my magic hand, and you feel a slight pull. That is how you know I've nudged your fate.
Okay, so you do that on Grayson?
Mhm.
Okay, Grayson, you, if you would miss by 1, you now hit.
Also
Which,
applies to saving throws and skill checks. It's all
Grayson-
fun.
The voices in your head really want you to hit Zula.
Still telekinetically projectile.
As,
Just use one.
Alright,
My turn's not over, but okay.
Oh, you had more? Sorry.
I used that nudge fate's one action. I
Oh,
can
okay, I
still
did.
telekinetic projectile the mushroom.
Okay.
Or at least, try.
Give it. Crit the boy, I believe in you. That's not a crit.
Snap. It's the same stick that almost hit it again.
Okay.
Well, Grayson just fell out of a tree. He's not got a weapon out, so he's just gonna lunge at Zula with jaws.
Alright,
Wait, hold on.
Dogman.
Wait, hold on. Do you still choose what actions you take, even if you're under the effects of domination?
Under the effects of domination, he doesn't have control of his own character, technically.
Letting him just because you want him to. Everyone.
Well, I just assumed that would be the action taken.
Yeah.
Because that's the most immediately available weapon is teeth.
Yeah, checks out. I don't
Nope.
think that's gonna hit her.
Oof.
Alright, crit fishing PvP.
I
Yeah.
don't think that hits either.
As Grayson just starts lashing out at Zula.
Trying to get him.
Zula, having sparred with Grayson, knows all of his moves and dodges every single one of them.
You know all of your techniques.
Sorry, would come in handy.
Oh, so there was a point to that.
Yeah, we actually had a short conversation about if Grayson ever gets dominated by some external force.
Yeah.
Particularly a mushroom. This is what you should do.
If a purple mushroom ever starts to control me, here's how to dodge me.
Brutal.
Alright. Mushroom. Doing a
Much to
climb.
discuss.
Doing a climb. Climbing over here.
I'm all over.
Mushroom? Move. Why can't I move
Oh,
my
shit.
mushroom? Am I lagging out?
I can't move my mushroom.
Can't
Wait,
move
hold
my
on. So
mushroom.
is it
scared
Wait,
bitch.
hold on. Is it coming down?
There we go.
No, it's
Wait,
climbing
hold
along
on.
the bridge.
Wait, did it just come down?
No, it's still up there.
It's climbing
Oh.
along the bridge like a little monkey. Weird one.
Scared
Really weird.
bitch.
Really weird monkey.
As
A weird murder monkey. It's a weird thing.
using its climb.
It can climb.
Of course, it's a tree thing.
It's.
Which, at this point, it's going to come into Zula's range as it drops down next to Reva.
Oh. It's about to fucking find out. He is engaging in the scientific process.
Oh no.
Give it-
Is it gonna get
Wait.
hit?
Wait, hold
Gonna
on. Is it
science
within my
you.
range?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
15
right.
feet away.
Double diagonals.
Not with reach though. Specifically with reach.
I think.
Diagonals
reaching
still
most of
work.
Oh, okay.
Sounds fair. Get it.
She ignores on the first step. It's a weird thing Reach does.
It's specifically
so-
a rule for reach weapons, and then it
This
continues
is-
as normal past 10 feet.
Okay, this is actually a +1.
So an 18?
to hit.
That's
That hits
18.
him.
All right, so this is.
This mushroom's about to get its shit rocked.
What is that?
It doesn't automatically roll. It doesn't have the damage rolls attached to it. Okay.
Yeah, there should be a thing called damage.
Well, there's no damage button.
Oh,
There'd be a thing called damage. There's not a thing called damage.
that's
Yeah.
Okay,
dumb.
Well, it's a striking weapon, so it's doing this.
Maybe you just want to raw roll it. Ouch!
Holy
Oh wait, and
shit.
also there's bonus slashing damage from Arcane Cascade as well.
Oh snap!
Arcane Cascade. Let me look at what it do. 1 extra damage, so that is 24 slashing damage.
You feel like that strike
Amazing
hit a little bit deeper than that too.
Oh my god.
God damn!
And that wasn't even a spell strike.
Cheese and crackers.
Well,
You shouldn't have left that tree, boy.
no, he shouldn't have.
You
God
should have
damn.
made the fighter do the fucking work, brother.
Well, he's dropped down next to Rava. He's gonna take that punch. He's following through.
Oh, he already
Plan.
took a hit.
The plan.
13.
Yeah, good fucking
Nope.
luck, buddy.
Well, hold on, Rava's a spellcaster, so
I'm smushy. I'm easy to hit.
I don't think your AC's that bad. Oh, it was almost
13
that bad.
what
She
is
did.
your AC?
14. So you didn't hit me then. There's more
Yeah,
chances.
if you have literally
mighty
any
close.
bonuses just outside of proficiency.
Swoosh it right past your face.
I'm unarmored. I dressed for the occasion. The occasion being a walk to
The
collect.
occasion
mushrooms
being not
peacefully.
dying.
Yeah, that
The
was
That's
special
clear.
occasion being not a funeral.
The mushroom is in your
Well,
face
maybe
now.
for Grace.
So close.
Okay. Do I know anything about this mushroom?
Give
Do
me
you have
nature.
hobbies or anything?
It is going to be an action for the recall knowledge.
Nerd.
Ugh, nothing.
No.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know what? This probably isn't the one we're looking for.
F.
That is
I'm
not a
gonna
Scarlet
command-
Cap.
What do you know about this mushroom? It's evil?
It definitely tried to hit Rava.
Defend me.
It's
it
purple.
sucks at punching things.
I mean, it managed to miss Rava. Yeah, it must suck.
Alright, I command my companion Jack.
Heal. I just imagine you like faith healing.
Move up.
I don't know. Command made me think of that.
Is it flanked if I'm
Ac-
here?
Actually, wait, it would be flanking if it just moved up one because of Zula.
Yeah. It's truth. I give you
Okay.
flanking
Am
power.
I flanking it if it
You
if
don't-
it's here?
You don't benefit from flanking with ranged, though.
No?
Eh.
Okay.
Nah.
Alright.
Sad. Sorry, me getting attacked hasn't helped
So
you.
instead of that, can I move Jack here?
Yeah, Jack
Jack.
would be able to flank with Rayava, but as you're not part of the flank, it won't
That's
benefit
fine.
you.
That is fine.
Flanks to feel
um,
for fun.
I'm gonna fire on it.
Okay.
With my last action. Or not, you know, as you do. And then Jack's gonna take a bite.
Dog bite.
Or or not, you know.
Nope.
However you see fit. That's fine.
Alright. Zula. Grayson's lashing out at you with a wild look in his eyes.
His eyes?
Knock him
That's
the
fine.
fuck out.
I'm not much
Nah,
of a
fam.
melee
I'm
fighter.
gonna spell strike, gouging claw this mushroom.
Oh, God.
Gouging Claw?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's cantrip.
Yeah.
So I make a melee attack roll to hit.
Does that have somatics? It does have
Uh,
somatics.
Yes, but you can do somatic components while holding a
Yeah,
two-handed
yeah,
weapon.
yeah. That's not what I'm worried about.
Attack of
Grayson, attack of opportunity.
however.
Oh, that's right, because Grayson's a fighter.
Oof.
What?
Oof.
Oh, so now you roll good.
That's a
Not
crit.
That's a crit.
Dude.
All right, I'll take it. Bring it.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's
I am
Back.
so glad that he was not using a weapon.
it just last turn that I nudged your fate?
Yeah. Wow.
you still
Okay.
have it then.
Yeah, that was kind of a big hit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Ouchie.
So did I hit the thing though?
You swung a 19 that will hit.
Okay, so it is going to take. Let me look up gouging claws damage.
It's
Okay, so
D6
that
plus
is-
spellcasting.
Okay, so that is going to be 2d10. No, wait, hold on. Click, click. 2d10 plus a d6 plus 4 plus 3. $17 damage.
And
17 slashing damage.
17 slashing. That second hit cleaves the mushroom in two as it hits the ground, sizzling.
All right, and then with her final action, Zula's just going to punch Grayson in the nose.
Neck.
Snoot.
No, bad.
Is that a 17?
Um,
Oh, okay, there's the roll. Oh shit, that
6.
hits. Doesn't crit though.
That's a good hit. Actually, I think that's supposed to have multi-attack penalty, but it still hits.
Even with, yeah.
yeah, so that would be
Why are your
yes.
damage rolls
Oh,
not showing?
God damn! I don't know what. Stupid thing. Just roll. Thank you. Okay, so that's 6 damage.
Give Grayson a black eye with that one.
Yeah, that would actually hit even with multiple attacks.
Oh, Grayson punch.
All right. So
To be fair, a black eye won't really do much visually to
No,
Grayson.
no.
He's
Punched
kind
him
of
right
got
in the
black.
nose.
you two over there, you saw Grayson lash out at Zula, and then like get a nasty bite into Zula's shoulder before Zula just decked him across the face.
Yeah, please do something.
Was he still
Put an arrow
controlled?
in him.
He's
Even
still
though the
being.
mushroom's
he's
dead?
still
Are
going
we
straight at
still
Zula.
in combat?
Yes.
Okay.
It's my turn now?
Yeah, Grayson's still attacking Zula.
Yeah, put an arrow in him.
Whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
Yours.
It's your turn.
Oh, that's a weird thing to have happen. I'm going to nudge your fate to Zula. Just to give you the help. I guess I'll, as range is 30 feet, so I can actually soothe you from here. Yeah, I,
There's a heal, right?
Yes, dude,
Yep.
there's the occult healing spell.
that's what the thing we do. Yeah, that's,
Well, I've seen better.
It's not the worst. So yeah, first you feel the slight tug from this slight tug at you as I cast Nudge Fate, and then I my hands together. There's a slight glow forms. Then I kind of put my hands apart and make a motion at you, and the glow goes to you, and you feel a little come over you. You feel a bit better.
You feel better in no way whatsoever and are now bleeding.
No, I'm not that bad. Got it.
All right, so that was 1 for your cantrip, and then 2 for soothe.
Huh?
Grayson, give me another wild 3 attack.
I'm so glad that I get to do this when unarmed strikes and not something more dangerous. Thank fuck.
I just gotta fish for the crits.
Fuck you, GM. You ain't
Miraculously
get shit out of
low
me.
rolls.
Luckily, you're not getting Nudge Fate here, so that's one help.
Should skip this. Let me get Umbo off of this turn order.
That's
That's
name.
cute. Put arrows in Grayson.
Ooh, dog on dog violence. Do it.
No.
Let's not have a dog.
So
fight.
Akira's gonna drop her bow and pull out her sling
Okay.
Sling.
and fire on Grayson, trying to hit him in the face or the head.
Oh, that'll kill him.
No, to knock him out.
I'm not
It's
sure.
just a sling.
Yeah.
The sling is a
Great
non-lethal
damage.
weapon.
The sling's not lethal?
Is it?
That's the first I heard on it.
It just fires rocks. I mean,
Yeah, the rocks are pretty damn
Well,
lethal.
bludgeoning.
All right, no, hold on.
David
I
in
gotta
the
look it up
glasses.
now. I have to look up if the sling has the non-lethal property because
That'd be cool.
Doubt it.
this
It would
is
say
important.
that, right?
Yeah.
It would say that propulsive, so it is not non-lethal. It is a lethal weapon.
Propulsive. Yep.
I mean, yeah, things tend to be lethal when they're sharp and hurled at high speeds.
The sling was the medieval equivalent of a gun.
Yeah, that thing could punch armor.
Fine.
It's fine. You can still make a non-lethal attack with a lethal weapon. You just take a -2 to hit.
Yeah.
I think you gotta do it with melee though.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's with any weapon.
I just don't. It doesn't. I can't wrap my head around doing a non-lethal attack with a bow and arrow. You know.
The legs.
Can you do a non-lethal attack?
It wasn't a,
Fucking
it wasn't a
hamstring
bow
'em.
and arrow.
Yeah, I know you got a sling now, but
The sling,
All right, so never mind. Instead of doing that, instead of dropping my bow, she's gonna run up and try and trip
Bash
him.
his head in with a rock.
She's gonna
Oh,
try
that
and trip
also
him.
works.
Oh, yeah, trip is
Shatner it.
good.
yeah, it looks like you can do it with any weapon. You just take that -2 bounty.
Okay, so athletics to trip him.
And trip him with the sling,
Alright.
like kind of get the rope under his foot.
That's. I'm sorry. Get the rope under his
Ooh.
foot.
And a sling, yeah.
Slings
Slings
don't have
kind of have a
ropes.
ropey bit.
Slings don't have ropes.
It's just kind of
Still,
a piece
it's a
of
thing.
fabric.
Still put the
So
try
does he go
to
down?
try to trip him up.
Yeah, that'll
Grayson's on the fucking floor.
be enough to floor him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she like jumps on top of him and tries to pull out her rope to tie him up.
Okay. Give me another athletics. Ooh, very nice. Alright, yeah. So you got him on the floor and you got him grabbed. If Zula can join in this, I'd say you guys have enough to...
To tie him
Yeah,
up.
Hog tie the
Zula's just
doggo.
gonna start punching him.
Okay. Hey, that works. He's grabbed, so he's flat-footed to you. He's prone anyway, too.
Zula, help me tie him up.
God.
Zula is helping.
Idiots.
That is with plus what to hit?
1.
Well, no, it shouldn't be with +1 because he's flat-footed, isn't he?
Yeah, that's
He's
a -2
prone?
to his AC. Oh, yeah, it's a -2 to his AC, which brought it down to a
Nudge Fate
17.
makes it hit if it misses by 1, right?
Yeah, you missed by 2 on
That
that.
is a hit.
Wait, what?
Wait, actually, hang on. 15. Oh, wait, the +1's already accounted for.
Oh, okay.
Hold up a second.
The nudge fate would put it to a 16. Wouldn't be enough.
Oh, all right then. Yeah. So she's gonna do that. She's gonna punch him. Oh, I should have made this a spell strike, because I can still do non-lethal with a spell strike.
Oh man.
Oh well, next time.
Non-lethal burning your face off.
That first punch did miss.
Oh wait, I thought I bumped it up to a 16.
Yeah, you were looking for a 17 though.
Oh wait, is his AC 19?
Yeah, it's 19
Yeah.
when he's standing.
Dog.
He got that full plate.
Wait, he's standing?
He's not standing anymore. His AC is now 17 because he's flat-footed.
I'll give you a moment to accept this.
Okay,
Right.
Grayson's on the ground and grabbed. That put his AC to 17.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
Got it now.
missed.
I thought his AC was 18 base and then -2.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then,
Give him another bonk.
yep, trying it again.
Still yelling, "Help me tie him up!"
That'll do it.
All right, punch.
Yeah.
Good punch.
6.
How to handle a solution non-lethally.
Like I said, solving problems, fighter style.
Is that it?
That'll hit him
No,
through
he's
6.
still moving.
He's still up.
Jeez, man, just go down.
You could have
Reminds
helped me
me of the
tie him up. That would have been
Go to
cool.
sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to
He's-
sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
He has strength and teeth. He can get his way out.
God, these tough.
Besides, there's still a whole nother person's turn before him.
Yeah, my turn. The least.
Yeah.
The
What is she gonna do?
least fiery
non-lethal
person.
spell.
Come on, Rava, kick him in the gut.
Just expect the least fiery person to hit.
You want to
her
try
own
punching him one more
friends.
time?
Why not?
It seems like something. Even though he's mind controlled, I doubt she's gonna hit him like with a telekinetic projectile or something. To be honest.
Nice. Okay, that'll definitely hit him.
Yep.
You got another hit.
Yeah.
This will be enough
Yeah.
to knock him out.
Damage.
Minimum
I
damage
don't
will
have
do
the
it.
automatic damage, so.
He
Yeah.
is fucking out.
Ooh.
Help me.
Now,
Zula,
does
help me
anybody
tie him
have a
up.
double barrel?
Punch.
Help me tie him up.
Well, on the bright side, Grayson won't have any memory of this.
Or how to say his name. Fertilized him.
Now the question is that from the domination or the brain damage?
Yeah, which is it?
So, yeah, you're now sitting in the clearing with a bisected mushroom man and an unconscious Grayson.
Do we have the damn mushrooms that we need?
They are up in the tree.
No.
Mage hand.
You gotta dust yourself off and get back to mage handing the mushrooms.
Yep.
Oh my.
As Kier picks up Grayson.
You said they're full of
You need athletics for
they're
that.
full of nutritional
Actually,
value.
wait, hang on. How much does Grayson weigh? Probably
If-
too much.
If anything, Zula should be the one carrying him, because she is just as strong as he is.
Yeah.
They're both bros, so it's fitting for her to carry him.
You said those mushrooms had nutritional value. Does eating one do, like, anything, hit point wise?
That'd be like good enough for a meal. About it.
I should note that Grayson's a good 240 before equipment, which has a bulk of like 9.
Well, that's fine, because we measure in bulk, and, I believe that will still fit within Zula's max.
Oh.
Yeah, your average like medium size person's like 6
yeah,
bulk before
If
gear.
she takes off her scale mail, then yeah, she can just carry you. Can somebody carry Zula's scale mail?
How heavy is it?
3 bulk.
Probably not.
I mean, you could
How
just
much can
take
your
the.
dog lift?
You could
Why
take
are
the
all of
encumbrance
you
penalty to
so
just slow you down a
weak?
little bit.
What does your dog lift?
Why are all of you so weak? Do any of you lift?
So you're able to get up the mushrooms and a little extra for some culinary experimentation.
This is straight up the crew right now.
Are you planning on stripping the armor to carry Grayson, or are you gonna take the whole full neg?
Can I just strip Grayson of his armor and then just carry him?
Yeah.
All right. There. How's that? What's your armor class now? Do I hit?
God, that's so mean.
Who's carrying his armor though?
The dog can drag it. I'll put a rope around it.
Well, the full plate's only 4 bulk.
Dog do it.
I mean, that's got to be within the dog's maximum.
Your dog's unconscious, so
Your dog's conscious.
Your dog.
my dog isn't doing shit.
All right, then you can carry it.
I could, but I'm not.
But I'm not.
Cool. Zula chucked the armor at her.
This was acting a little aggressive. Is she angry or just hungry? Or
I
He's a
didn't
little
see
bit
anyone else
frustrated.
taking hits.
Hey, Grayson,
Yeah.
give me a fortitude save. Huh.
Ah, okay.
That can't be good.
She was just gonna grab Grayson by the ankle and just start dragging him back.
Okay.
All right, so with the heavy shit in tow, you guys start trekking through the jungle again.
Yeah. Can I investigate the mushroom man before we go?
Sure. You want to give me a nature?
Just a quick dissection before we go.
Sure.
Um.
Yo, that's a
Snap.
myceloid. Yeah, you're getting a closer look at it now. That's a myceloid. They're sentient humanoid mushroom people that usually live in large colonies. It's kind of weird seeing this one by itself. You also know their spores tend to have very potent mental control properties, often leading to a victim of those spores walking out to find the closest colony to join them. So this could be life-threatening for Grayson.
If he
Have to
wakes
put the
up, I'll
dog
just
down.
punch him again.
Gonna shoot.
Right. Another thing, Zula, as you're rooting around with your mage hand up there, you did actually knock something loose.
What was it?
From up top falls a holly bush feather token.
Ooh. Can Zula identify what that does?
Sure. I probably should have said it was a token before. Yeah. Give me an Arcana check, quick.
Haha. The joke is upon thee.
I'll say that's good enough.
19.
So, a holly bush feather token, little feather token, when activated, immediately turns into a living holly bush, filling up a single square. The bush can provide standard cover. In addition, the bush has 2d4 bright red berries. While holly berries are usually poisonous, these berries are infused with beneficial magic. You can pick and eat the berry as an interaction to recover 1 HP. Once plucked from the bush, the berries become non-magical after a few seconds, so it doesn't heal you if you don't eat it within the span of your interact action. If it's ever activated on soil, the plant continues to grow and thrive, though it never produces any more healing berries. So you can create a small bush with 2d4 good berries, practically.
All right. She's gonna give that to the ranger.
There's a bush
Uh,
thing, I don't know.
Well, I just don't benefit much from cover being melee.
So,
Yeah, I didn't think about that one. That's deployable cover.
Why don't we give that to the caster?
I didn't. My character is like Regivas. Like I didn't do anything. I'm not sure.
Well, to be fair, there's only one person here who did anything.
Yes, I'm very sorry about
Grayson.
that.
Yeah, me, who tripped Grayson.
I'll do better next time.
Oh, God. She takes the token, stuffs it in Rieva's pocket.
I gotta get better about this. I didn't change my fancy combat tracker panels in the stream during the entire combat. I need to get better about that. Oh well.
Are you done investigating this thing?
Riva?
If she's gonna gesture to the mushroom.
Should we take
Yes,
some of it with us?
No, I'm not sure that will be necessary. It's a myceloid. Well, they're normally live in colonies.
Oh, so you
this
already
one-
know. Oh, then you've already investigated it.
Yeah, I kind of cut it open a little and looked at its insides.
All right, Zula's just gonna go freaking ham on its corpse and just start screaming swears in Goblin.
Burning hands to ensure it doesn't spread.
Reva's kind of like backs up from that because she was kind of on her knees next to it because she had just finished investigating it, you know.
So as you stomp in the
Oh
mushroom,
God.
the little bits of it left, you watch as the cap on the top of it pops. Zilla, give me a fortitude save.
And my anger helps me resist it, right?
Oh.
We'll see. Yes.
Yes.
I'm too angry. I literally inhale them and then spit them back out at it.
Alright. So you guys are ready to head back then?
Yep.
So I got a magic
Drag.
item?
Yeah, it was a feather token, holly bush.
So I have to. Is it? I like already filled out. Do I have to, or do I have to type the whole thing?
I gave that to Azkira.
Whoever got it, it's probably in the compendium.
I stuffed it in Rieva's pocket.
It's like hot potato.
Oh, the mushroom speaking.
Quit it!
You're dead! Stop it!
Shut up!
It's like an ad.
Skier stomps on it for good measure.
It sounds like an ad. It's just saying ads as it dies. Like, I don't know. I just start picturing. It's just buy feather tokens. F off today.
Ooh, that would
Alright.
be a fun automaton. When it dies, it just starts spewing out messaging. Like
my God.
adverts.
I should use that adventure. Like, I don't know. The party's going to like an old abandoned factory. So the
Wait,
robots are
that's
like,
just Spamton.
Spammed it, G. Spammed it.
Alright.
Grab your life by the
So-
silly strings.
As you guys trek back to the jungle,
Oh shit.
where'd it go? There it is.
Boosh.
As you guys are trekking through the jungle, a burst of rain starts coming down. So, fighting with the heat, the terrain, and now the rain coming down, need some fortitude saves. As you guys
Is the rain
trek through
helping
this.
mitigate the heat?
no, it's helping the heat affect you because of how.
No, it's actually boiling.
Hey,
But Zula's
Zula's too fucking
upset to
angry.
care.
Zula is just fueled by the power of being pissed.
There's just steam coming off. She actually
Yes.
collects 0 moisture.
The heat is not coming. Yeah,
it
the heat is not
immediately
coming
turns
from
to
the
steam
climate.
upon contact.
Heat is not coming from the climate. It is just radiating off Zula.
Well, between the terrain and the rain, it would have been a rough trek back, but Zula, being as angry as she is, just like kicks any loose branches and foliage right out of the way, clearing a easy path for the rest of you.
There's
There's
just
an
a
entire
Zula-shaped
tree-
hole through the fucking
There's
jungle.
an entire tree in our way. She just threw it aside.
Now she's that strong.
Just
but yeah.
walks through like
Angry.
a cartoon silhouette.
All right. So another hour's trek, and you're able to reach the city of Nantambu once again. About noon.
A sack of
I'm
potatoes. and
I'm gonna drag Grayson back to the Magaambyan. When I get back to the dormitories, if I see, what was his name again?
Cesare.
Cesare again.
Cesare.
She's gonna kick him
Cesare.
again.
Oh god.
Just goes out of her way to kick him.
Just poor Cesare.
bullying
Crosses
this
the room as she walks. Just crosses the hallway, kicks him, goes back on her way.
All right. So you make your way back to Magaambyan. Unconscious Grayson and sack of mushrooms in tow. And you get up to the dorms. You guys are just taking Grayson with you for now?
I get. Who would I drag him to?
Probably
I-
Teacher Ott.
Or maybe even to Shirazay, because he's like has potions and alchemy and stuff. Maybe he can just clear his head.
Maybe.
Just magic. Yeah, that actually works.
I mean,
I think
we're
Ott's probably
at
the best
magic
bet.
School, but
But I can't kick Ott.
no, I wouldn't suggest that. No.
Not without repercussions.
Repercussions.
There's no such thing as can't.
You could try.
Repercussions. Repercussions of repercussions.
Well, she's gonna go out of her way to kick the guy though, and then go to Ott.
Okay, so
Kick
you-
Cesare, then go to Teacher Ott.
as you get back into the dorm, you find Cesare lounging on one of the couches in the main room, like lisping in and out of sleep with a half-empty bottle in his hand.
Well, Zula walks up.
Zula
As he
just
like blurry-eyed looks
daily
up,
habit of
"Ah."
punching him in the dick.
he lifts up the bottle. Hey Zola, you should try this.
She's gonna kick him and then take it.
As you kick him, he flops out of the couch, lets go of the bottle. You manage to catch it just in time as he hits the ground. What is that for? I haven't done anything this time.
And she's not even gonna say it. She's just gonna drain that bottle and then drag Grayson to Ott. Or she's gonna say, "Where's Ott?"
Just probably out talking to birds or something.
She's gonna drag him outside. She's just gonna drop the bottle on the
Sound
floor.
that he makes when he gets kicked.
Wait, you're dragging Cesare this time?
Oh, I'm dragging Grayson.
Okay.
Zula's just dragging people at this point.
No, Zula's just going to kick him and leave.
What times did that poor man get kicked in one encounter? 3? I think it was 3.
He's not having the best day.
This is.
You do know the bottle you had was a nice like homebrewed mango liquor.
That was good. She doesn't say that, but she thinks it, and then she just drops the bottle on the ground, drags Grayson out.
I just pictured. That was good. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so you drop off the mushrooms and go back out into the school proper, dragging the unconscious Grayson. It
The Combine death sound will always be hilarious.
To find him.
It doesn't take long before word spreads of an angry hobgoblin dragging an unconscious dogman.
If it takes too long, Zula's just gonna bullhorn. Ah! Come fix this guy.
Can I try to prep
Holy
like however I need to prep the mushroom oil? Like I'll do that while I'm following them.
Sure.
Keep up prepping oils.
So while they're handling that, you press the oil from the Scarlet Caps. You calling around, especially after using the bullhorn. It doesn't take long for Teacher Ott to show up in the garden you're at, and he steps into view with his signature pleasant smile. Was somebody looking for me? Oh, what happened? What happened here? As he rushes
Brain
over.
got mushroomed. Fix him. And she's just gonna drop Grayson on the ground.
Ott's gonna look Grayson over. Okay, good. He does know heal. Grayson, he's gonna cast heal on you.
Oh, cool.
Is Grayson still dominated?
We're gonna heal.
He heals only the physical wounds, so he gets back up still dominated. Zula has to
That's-
punch him again.
16 health for you, Grayson.
Excellent. Am I in control of my character once more?
You are. I feel like you're having trouble breathing, but other than that,
ringing sight.
Grayson, what number are you thinking of?
What?
She's gonna slap him across the face.
Ow. What?
Alright, yeah, he's back to normal.
Why does everything hurt? Did we get the mushrooms?
Yeah, I did a backflip up the tree. You were unconscious at the time.
Damn, must have passed out when I hit the ground.
It was super epic. Everyone saw.
I think the last thing you would remember is probably hitting the ground and twisting your ankle.
I drank a healing potion, but like
So Grayson.
I probably
do you
don't
feel
remember
any,
drinking a healing potion.
Grayson, do you feel any urge to go out and join a colony?
What? No, those things hate me.
Okay, yeah.
We hate them.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
All right.
What? What are you doing here?
What are you talking to at this point?
Oh, my boy
he did
Grayson.
Just address Ott, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm merely here in your time of need.
So, Tazula yelled around until he...
ah,
Tazula was really worried about you.
really?
What But might I ask, what happened to put Grayson in this state?
I don't know.
My
He ate a
smell
Fell
mushroom
off
or
a
attack.
something.
tree.
Myceloid shot him up full of spores. He quite a bit of them in his
Myceloid. That's not good at all. We need to get him to an infirmary.
I'd just be fine. I've had worse.
You should just breathe better next time.
I think it would be best if all of you went to the infirmary to just at least get checked up about this. This myceloids are dangerous, dangerous creatures.
Yeah, and I have a few bites I have to take care of.
But I need to. But I need to get the oils. The people. The oils now.
As you've been walking around with following Zula, trying to find help, you've been able to press most of the mushrooms to finish them up.
Where do I need to take the mushrooms anyway?
Back to
I had-
Anchorroot.
Anchor Root. I knew I had their name in my notes. And you said it. Took all the fun out of looking through my notes.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're not joking. So yeah, I'm gonna go look for Anchor Root with all my oils in hand, all my essential oils.
Well, they handle the rest of your assignment. I suggest coming with me to the infirmary.
Alright.
Grayson, my boy,
Gonna
are you able to walk?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Grayson, digitigrade or plantigrade?
Grayson's gonna follow behind.
Reva, as you head back with the oil. Is anybody else going with Reva?
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Alright. Alright. As you return to the dorm with the last oil in tow,
It's oily quest.
you find both Inkarut and Mariama as they're drawing sigils on notes of paper, and they have a small jar filled, like a small glass jar filled with little iron bells. Oh, good, you're back. As the other two.
Here, I'm at the infirmary.
Uh-huh. Didn't think it'd be that hard to get some mushrooms.
We're attacked by a mushroom too.
There was a mycelium there.
Myceloid.
Anyway, if you managed to get the oil we need, we can finish this up.
I hold out my oils. Here you go.
All right. Now the two of you and Inkarut, we're gonna head back to that storage room. I think that will be the perfect place to test this out.
Grayson, what about Grayson and Chizula? Do we just leave them?
That's your call. If you want to wait for the other two, we can do that. I just want to get this done before dinner. I guess we got some time.
If I know Grayson and Chizula, they want to get to dinner as soon as possible.
Let's see, we got a couple hours still. Very well. We can hang out until then. Which Grayson and Zula, the two following Aunt to the school's infirmary. The medics there look you over, Grayson. And sure enough, this is not good at all. Looks like you did manage to get some of those spores deep in you. It's known as the purple pox. I suggest you rest and let us take care of you. Because if this runs its course, not only does it take over your mind, this stuff can, well, you ever seen Alien?
The movie?
The characters say that?
I was about to ask.
Is
this
this
some
more of
sort
a
of
theater
dimensional
production? Is this a theater production called
Well-
Aberration?
Let's just say that that my myceloid that you fought that did this to you. This is how they reproduce. If this is
You
left
fucked
to
the mushroom?
incubate, it will fight its way out of your body.
I was gonna
Gotcha.
say, like, well, I can
Grayson just like punches himself in the chest.
I can do it harder. Just
mention Grayson's abs at this point. Just,
Grayson's gonna be a dad.
Some definite abs.
We should be congratulating him.
Zula, you seem to be fine. So again, I recommend Grayson stay here for medical attention.
honestly, I don't
guess
see
I'll
how
stay
it
here
was
since you're
so
willing to do
dangerous
this.
to him. I mean, I breathed those in and then spat them right back out.
Truly,
So we-
truly built different.
I mean, he does have dog nose.
Writes that in the medical notes. Diagnosis: built different.
They checked Zula's DNA and it wasn't DNA. It's USA.
I don't understand it, but it's funny.
Yeah, and Zula's gonna just. All right, I'm going to the cafeteria.
Not even.
All right, so Zula goes to get lunch, while the rest of the party is sitting at the dorm, waiting for Zula and Grayson to return.
Maybe we should just get on without them. They
Yeah,
could be
maybe.
there a while.
Maybe we should just, probably. Grayson's probably shooting mushrooms everywhere or something that needs to be taken care of.
How long did you guys go on a wait?
Waited like half an hour and then we got sick of them.
Yeah, like 20 minutes. Now we're like, yeah, let's just continue.
I worked on cleaning up my cow hoof and skull that time. It didn't get all clean, but it's not as bloody or as rotten.
So
Trinket.
Azkir, Reva, Mariama, and Ankarut step out one side of the dorm, as Zula returns, entering in the other side of the dorm. Zula, you get back there and you just see Cesare lounging in another couch with another bottle.
Cesare. Poor freaking Cesare.
She's just gonna look at him this time. She's going to make eye contact. At this point, she wants it to be the point where she doesn't have to kick him.
You don't
He's just
intend to
staring.
do that one more time, do you?
I might.
One second. He sets the bottle down. Jeez! Oh! And falls off the couch.
Oh, wait, she didn't kick him. It's no fun if he sees it coming.
No? No good for you?
No.
Ah.
Zula's just gonna go to her room.
I'm not a people pleaser. He's just laying on the ground still, picks up his bottle again.
He just fakes a heart attack.
Zula's gonna go to her room, and then she's gonna like count to 100 and like wait until he's not paying attention anymore, then run back in and then kick him.
Jesus fuck.
Kicking people for fun at this point.
You should just stop being so kickable.
I say that to my cats a lot.
He is a cat.
So, as Zula's tormenting Cesare, and Grayson's laying in bed, getting bed rest, the other four of you arrive at the
Was systematically giving a man PTSD.
God, boy.
see, Zula's just creating the true villain behind the story.
Just sharpening his
Cesare.
instinct.
Fuck.
Jump back in the final act. So
Becomes
long
the
I have
BBG, doesn't do shit. Forms an undead legion just to keep himself safe from Zula. We're actually the villains.
So what is your evil plan?
I don't know what this wee stuff
Hide and
is.
take cover.
Ah,
My shoes are right.
okay.
God.
So the other four of
That
you
was awful.
going back to that gremlin-infested,
The
well,
warehouse.
formerly gremlin-infested room
Ex-gremlin-infested.
warehouse. Mariama begins directing you in like drawing sigils along the ground and hanging up those bells by the entrance. Can you guys give me perception checks while you're there?
Perception.
I'm not there, right?
Nah, it'd just be Azkir and Ryeva.
Okay, then ignore mine. Oh, mine
Unless
was a
Zula,
7,
after
definitely.
tormenting Cesare, went looking.
Ah.
Azkir, as you guys are prepping the room, you notice a hatch that was hidden behind a couple barrels. And, do you want to check it out?
Yes, but I'd like to look and see if there's traps anywhere.
Sure. Give me your perception on that. Nice. No, it doesn't look like it's trapped, nor is it locked. However, it's quite dusty.
Okay. Is
Actually,
it funky looking
On
dust.
on that, it's dusty, but there are a lot of small prints all over it,
Like little doggies
Oh,
going
like
in and
the
out.
creatures.
like
for
gremlin
walks.
claws.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll try and open it.
Pull it open. It looks like it's a stairwell going down into
The
some
abyss.
long, damp tunnels, similar to the ones that
I
you
don't like
found
those.
underneath the dorm.
Oh. Sweet. I'm gonna close the door. Go
Alright.
back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, as Miriam finishes putting a bell over the door, I've got a bell here. I've got a bell over each of the windows. Is there any other openings here?
What are they for?
See, the bells, they dissuade the Fae, particularly the gremlins, but they have a limited effect on the Fae. Usually put them on doorways to keep them out.
Okay. And she would hang a bell by that door.
Alright. By the hatch you had found?
Yeah, the hatch that I found.
Okay.
She's not gonna say anything about it. She's just gonna hang it there.
Sure. She's gonna look at you and Rayeva. How are you two with nature magic?
I'm not really my magic is more attuned to the world. Never learned much about nature magic.
Well, for this ritual, we'll need someone well versed in the natural studies.
Natural
Zula
studies.
has a +2.
It doesn't
is
have to
not
be true spellcasting, but a knowledge of nature is very.
I have a
what-
decent
Excellent.
knowledge of nature.
How about jungle lore?
Yeah.
Not for this one.
Dang, I
Zula's
probably
not
should have used
there
that when
either.
we. Oh, yeah, fair. I probably should have used that when we were in the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
All right. So what is handy?
Yes.
Reva, you can assist this with an occultism check.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Find all my funky groovy knowledge is helpful.
You want nature from me?
Yeah. So, Askir, give me a nature, and Reva, give me occultism.
Full 15. I've never used a hero point in this whole campaign, so I can technically roll that.
So you have a bunch of hero points? Stupid.
Well, they don't stack up. I think they get reset each session.
They refresh every
Yeah.
session. But if you haven't
Yeah.
used any yet, you should have 2 right now.
Yeah, you should have two.
I can use one if I need to re-roll that 15. Full baby 15.
It is kind of low.
There.
That's better.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. Yeah. With between you two and Mariama and Enkarut, you guys are able to complete the ritual. It takes about an hour to run through, which I'm sure by this time Zula would have found you, but you guys are already midway through that. As the ritual completes, each of the bells that were set up give a faint glow and chime. As Mariama dusts the ritual materials off her hands. Okay, that should keep the gremlins out of here for a while at least. And if this works as I think it does, we should be able to start deploying these around the school. And you two, I suggest each of you carry some of these. He hands, or she hands, since Zula will be here at this point, each of you a small iron bell.
Okay.
The gremlins hate these things, so if you end up running into any more of them, and you're displaying one of these, just the mere sight of them can unnerve them. Though, between you and me, those powers only work because the gremlins think they work.
The bells?
The bells. The gremlins think they're bad luck.
Is this the woman who causes bad luck?
Yes.
Can I ask, why did we go through all the trouble to get the oils?
As she points to the sigils that were around the room, had to create the magical ley line connecting the bells, making this entire room gremlin-proof.
Oh, so the bells are...
The bells are a focal
Bells.
point. The oils helped turn the entire room into a catalyst.
And then these individual bells, I kind of jingle my bells.
That one, no magic whatsoever. Like I said, they work because the gremlins think they work.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting study actually. Different cultures, different superstitions. It's not just limited to our world apparently.
So what you're saying is that they're stupid.
That's exactly it.
Zula, probably have weird superstitions. Grayson probably has weird ones. Where's he? He just thinks of Grayson as the foreigner, somewhat. Even though we're all from different regions, so she thinks everyone's a little weird, but Grayson she just thinks is the most foreigner to her.
And with that, your task for the Cascade Bearers is done. We'll just keep an eye on this for the next week, make sure it's all working. But today, you're free to go. I think the cafeteria is just now starting to serve its dinner. So,
Zula teleports there. Like,
Really?
blink and
Spell.
she's gone.
I think that's where we're gonna cut it tonight. Thank you, all you lovely viewers.
Love ya.
Back in another 2 weeks.
Nice.
Oh
Actually,
wait,
hang on. While I'm here,
experience?
I'll give you the XP off there.
Okay.
Let's see, it's gonna be the 29th for next session. You all have a good night.